Testing, testing, testing. What? Oh, okay, cool. Here we go. Setting up everything. I can see if people are here. Alright. Yes. Great. Hopefully people will arrive, but I am the first. Alright. Let's see. What was I going to keep doing? Alright, I'm just clearing out the area. Hopefully someone will arrive soon. I guess I should probably also load up the various social medias. Let's see here. Oh, we got 2 viewers. Excellent. Great, 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 great. 1 second for anyone that's watching. I'm just... Oh, there's an article about people from not Earth. Sorry, I just got distracted whenever I see any article about that. Okay, 1 second. I'm just loading up Twitter. We might not be able to use Twitter today because of the whole situation with this new Discord server. Let's see. I wonder why at Sushi felt the need to go to a new Discord server. Oh well. Boku no Hero Academia, picks and summaries. Wait, that's for last week. We're going to 318. Alright, so there's nothing for 318 yet. Okay. Alright, I'm set. Probably let's go to 4chan as well to set 4chan up. You never really know, there might be something on 4chan today. Alright, here we go.
You want to learn some
Oh, and the table of contents. So let me see the weekly Shonen Jump Life journal. Alright, lots of different things.
Mark my words.
Ah, good. I tell C is ending. Good. It definitely deserves to. Like that. Well, I have to be careful saying deserves. Everyone deserves success. And then Ame no Furu. What is that? Candy Flurry. Okay. So Candy Flurry's going now. I felt that's too bad. Alright, let me see if someone's around. Ah! John! White Despair. Evan. Yo, Evan. Ty. Evan. I redeemed myself, got the girl. Evan! Yes! Evan! Oh, I'm living through. Yes! Excellent, man. Excellent. Okay. And, yeah, hey, White Despair. I'm alright, man. Just tired. But that's okay. I'm excited for Hero Academia spoilers. I got everything set up here. I am very interested also in talking about Shonen Jump. I would love to talk about Shonen Jump here as well, and just their lineup that's coming. But let me see. Someone asked a question. Oh, Ty, you did. How old are you? I'm turning 26 in September. Ty, you and I are contemporaries. I won't tell you my age exactly because it's too much, but you and I are pretty much in the same generation, man. I actually feel good. It feels good knowing that, you know, we're this close, man. We're this close. All right, no, that's cool. That's cool. So September, huh? I hope you'll have a good birthday when that comes around. Oops. It's holiday in my city. No work today. Just the spoilers for my day. Oh, okay. Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, no, today was work day for me. There's a lot of emails I gotta respond to, guys. Like, there's just so many emails. Like, good God, man. I just don't want to do it anymore. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't do it, you actually, like, there actually will be legal consequences. It's like, yeah. But that's life. Emails. Just a whole lot of emails. I wish I lived in a tax haven. Okay, let's see here. Anyone have any personal theories about the next chapter of Hero Academia? All right, let me think about it, man. Let me think about it in terms of chapters of Hero Academia. White Despair. You know what? I'm gonna go with setup chapter. I think we're getting a setup chapter. I don't want to be too cocky here, but I feel like saying that we're gonna get 2 more setup chapters with no real action and it's just kind of hype up. I feel like that's possible in terms of what you could possibly get as setup chapters. honestly, I feel this would be a good time to go see what Bakugo and them are doing. I think it'd be a good time to go see what Shoto and them are doing. But probably, uh, All for One is probably gonna come up with some new obstacle for Izuku to deal with. You know, because right now we don't really know what the next villain to attack Izuku is gonna be. But there has to be one more villain. Well, there has to be one more villainous situation because we have to get the second user's quirk. I don't think we're leaving this arc without the second user's quirk. So I think a chapter of setup for sure, and then All for One will have some new machination to deal with Izuku or something like that. Like if All for One shows up in a chapter, I feel like he's gonna be gloating for a portion of it. I feel like that's a safe bet. But yeah, I'm really thinking setup. I'm thinking after this chapter, another chapter of setup, just because this thing comes in threes usually with this guy. All right, guys. I'm just also trying to make sure I find all the treasure chests I want. I want to make sure I don't leave these levels without getting the treasure chests. I feel old, right? Even though development's supposed to end at 28. Is it? People told me it's supposed to end at 25, man. Is it really 28? I feel like people just keep moving this up the... I feel people keep moving the goalposts here. But okay. Yo, Ty, as far as I'm concerned, at 25, you get your first yearly debuff, as I've been told. I've gotten my yearly debuffs. You are going to get your yearly debuffs. I can tell you one of my debuffs, bad knees. Like, because of the pandemic, I couldn't do my summer activities, and I don't really work out my legs. I skip leg day, okay? I'm sorry. I skip leg day quite a lot, so I'm screwed. My knees are pretty busted. I do wonder if... Well, not pretty busted, but like if I don't take care of them going into the future, it's probably going to be bad for me. And I do wonder if, like, maybe... When I was a kid, I used to jump a lot. I used to train long jump a lot. It's like, I don't know how it is for the United States, but long jump and track and field are pretty big things to do in the Caribbean. But I used to train long jump, and I'm wondering now if all that jumping that I did, because it was like I trained for it like every day after school for like 2 years or so. I do wonder if that kind of messed me up. But yeah, that's the glories of getting old. Hey, Ty. I can only really hope that my body's not going to get worse as time goes by. Isekai author should reinvent Asian elf like Tolkien did. I mean, they have the ability to, right? They would have the ability to, John. But John, it's also a matter of profitability. There might be someone already doing it, but it might be a situation where you're not going to find out about them because they're really bad at marketing. That's the unfortunate thing. Like, there's actually a lot of really interesting authors out there, but if you don't know how to find them, you're you're not going to find them, and it's going to... What's popular will almost always create a false reality of what's actually going on in any given marketplace. Or, well, not what's actually going on, but what stories are being written, for instance. And that's just one of the issues with trend following. Well, that's also just like general follow fashion behavior from people as well. Where is this other one? Is it over here? Should be another. Where? Oh, wait. Are you down there? How am I going to get down there? Well, that's interesting. I do want to get down there. Alright, I'm going to read your guys' comments in a quick second. Let me just figure this thing out for a quick minute. Oh, and also, guys, for some reason today my words are really being a problem. I'm not sure why. It might be the heat is affecting me in a weird way, but if my words get slurred here, just be patient with me. I'll probably notice it, and I'll probably try and get it under control. Okay, so there's a weird whirlpool over there. Vance, he totally does intend to, I just saw your thing there, Vance, but he does intend to eventually reveal it. Look, as long as Shoji keeps getting talked up as being important, we have to assume that the traitor is going to be revealed eventually. Huh. Oh, okay. So that's what's going on here. Alright, that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. This is neat. Oh, this is... Oh, I love adventure. Alright, let's see. Oh, and there's interesting things going on here. Also, guys, Eula's amazing. She's not even leveled up, but she does so much damage in general. Holy crap moly. And I like how fast she is. Alright, so let's see. Observe stone tablet. Astronomical research. Oh wow, there's more. Oh, adventure. This is the best. Okay, so I'll get to you guys in a second here. Since this is going a little bit longer than I thought it would. Oh, adventure. This is the best. Still greatly the best. No, nothing there. Alright, cool. Alright. Let's put the map on and let me read the comments. Alright, here we go. I gave the comments enough time. Whew. Rotson, enjoy your youth while you can. Okay, so White Despair said, I'm predicting that the initial portion of the chapter will be Izuku on his own. Something along the lines of a page or two of him traveling through the city. Probably a few action panels of him taking out no-name Scream. After that, not too sure. Possibly meeting with Stain. Yeah, we're again at one of those points where the author could go in any direction here. All Might and Stain dialogue. Izuku cleaning up the streets next chapter. Okay, I haven't been able to catch a stream. Oh, hey, XL Plus. It looks like Zoro going to be back in action from the spoiler. Oh, there's new spoilers? Oh yeah. Okay, wait. Let me load it up. Let me load it up. Oh man, I'm excited. I love that he's coming back. Because you know Zoro almost always has fights with disadvantage, right? So I'm 100% in. Oh my god, come on, stop it, computer. Read One Piece. Let me see here real quick. Trying to load up. Alright. Let's see. Basketball training did a number of my needs as well. Oh, gotcha speed. I understand that. Man, like, because of, like, how I grew up, I wasn't too great at basketball. Like, I just did not... I have, like, still a lot of problems with team sports. I play team sports now, but, like, when I was a kid, I had a lot of problems with it. I honestly prefer not doing team sports. Oh, okay, so Read One Piece doesn't have it. So let me go to another... Gotta go to Manga Helpers, One Piece. Let's see, it might be one of those things that are just guesses on the part of Hero Academia community. I really hope not, Vance. I'm just going back onto your comment about the trader. I really hope not. That thing, he keeps reminding us of it, so it should be covered. Okay, so new info from 5chan. Gifters submit to Tama's order. Luffy is saved. Sanji used Corlear shot. Queen was with... Oh, in a team called Mads. That's pretty close to Sad. Like the synthetic artificial devil fruit stuff or whatever. Chopper suffers an effect from the... Makes him talk like an old man. Oh, okay. Chopper uses instant healing secret medicine on Zoro. Chopper has instant healing now? Jinbei's versus Jinbei versus Who's Who. I'm so happy about this. Former member can use the techniques. Was imprisoned 12 years ago when the Gomu Gomu fruit was stolen from him on a Navy convoy ship. He claims to be a genius like Rob Lucy. I'm still very I wonder what the exact circumstance was that led to him being jailed. Huh. Oh, here we go. So, Zo's secret medicine will give Zoro double the pain he received as exchange for healing him as a side effect. Oh, okay, but that's okay because Zoro takes it. Like Zoro can take that without problem. Okay, thank you for the information there, Chris. And chapter has 17 pages. Just trying to see if there's any more information. Okay, now I'm seeing there's a lot. Okay, let's see. Looks like Zoro's gonna... Okay, let's see. Basketball training... Okay, let's go. I believe it was mentioned fight against Nagant that Izuku had tried out the quirk yet. It'd be funny if the traitor was just left up to interpretation. So this whole thing with the second quirk, just because I saw White Despair talking about it there, Izuku didn't use the third quirk until the fight with Nagant, because that's what he says flat out. So there's good reason to believe he maybe hasn't used the second quirk. I don't think Izuku used Fajin against Muscular. The third user warned Izuku. Oh, okay. So this is talking to Jazz probably. I don't think he used Fajin because it was stated that Izuku was using Fajin for the first time in chapter shown. I remember this puzzle. Let's see. You jump in the word and you put it. Oh, okay. Well, thank God I figured it out. Let's see. I wonder if this arc is going to lean in on the mutant quirk discrimination, especially since Izuku doesn't look like a hero. Mutant quirk discrimination. Well, I mean, like, it's already kind of leaned in with just like those guys being dicks to that one girl. Like, that was a pretty big thing, but I don't know if they're gonna affect Izuku because people should be able to tell that that's a costume. There are no debuffs for me with the power of youth on my side. It's a state of mind. My MMA teacher was on the U.S. national team, John Palacios. I forgot which style and was the oldest. He was All Might. Well, yo, man. Okay, good on him. Good on him. Like, I respect that. But I'm also saying that, Ty, because like I know I'm not working out enough. Like, I'm not staying active enough. I gotta pick it back up. Honestly, I know if I get any kind of injury in the future, it's because I'm not putting in my due diligence now, right? Like, I'm not gonna make any excuses about it. Just testing what happens when you enter a whirlpool outside the boat, and it took me there, and I was so surprised. Oh, okay. Yeah, discrimination is the only thing I could see Hori doing with Shoji. Shoji's a cool guy, though. Hori could do a lot with Shoji. He's just a nice guy. Agreed, Jazz. Agreed. That's why, like, in the anime, when Pony says that she was scared or, like, she doesn't like octopods or whatever, and Shoji was like, I'm used to being feared. It's like, oh, Shoji, no. Ah, Uwais. I'm alright, Uwais. I hope you're doing alright. I predict we'll see an update on what Toga is doing, but not her meeting up with Stain. Or, sorry, Izuku or the League yet. Okay. Jinbei and Who's Who seems to have a pretty extensive fight this chapter, at least based on the spoilers. Yeah, Jazz, it seems to be happening. I'm so happy. Jazz, I don't know if you watched the One Piece videos, but like this has been a thing with me for the last couple of weeks. I've been terrified of these people getting off screen, so I'm so happy that we're getting at least half a panel or half a chapter of the fight. I'm so excited. And then random, yeah, the finale to Full Dive. Yeah, man, I enjoyed that so much more. I wish that the rest of the anime was at that level, because then at least it would have been good. I'm still curious if whether or not the symbol of fear that All For One wanted to create is Deku instead of Shigaraki would be an odd twist. Yeah, it would be an odd twist. But honestly, like, a symbol of fear, if fear creates peace, for this society, you know, like, first off, it's not a good idea to be ruling with fear, but fear keeps the idiots down. It works in certain situations. Like, I know it does not sound good to rule with fear, but I think you could get a lot of interesting stories where characters are open to ruling with fear. Did you see that announcement? Spoilers will be on his Discord. Yeah, Vance. Thanks to King of Nerds, I know about it. Oh, great. Yeah, King of Nerds is there. Yeah, thanks to King of Nerds giving me the update. I'm on that Discord server. Stain stuff is dumb. Why Stain don't go after doctors too? Oh, because Stain's just ideologically driven, and he can be changed by a simple fight in the alleyway. He's not someone you should take seriously. At least Hero won't have to worry about those two skull bullies now. Yeah, agreed, Random, agreed. Have you watched the last season of Castlevania Trip? Oh, no, I haven't watched the final season yet. Haven't gotten there. Plus, we really didn't hear Hiro say no to the whole marriage thing with Riona. Wait, random, but he said, I don't really want to marry you, Riona. Like, Hiro, he told, like, he just flat out said, I don't really want to marry you. He didn't say it to her, but, like, at the same time, it's like, that's worth something. That's worth something. But yeah, random, I don't know if you saw my videos covering it, but, after doing the research, Full Dive is so strange that it honestly probably wouldn't get a season 2 unless season 2 has already been paid for. If season 2 is paid for, that's how I see it happening. I wonder who would take the time to write their notes about things not working on stones, you know? Like, that's a lot. Okay, we have been trapped. 1 a.m. Okay, yeah. And then we're down here, so there's probably something going on up there. There's this here as well. Oh. And what does this do? Oh, I see. At 1 a.m. I gotta like make this thing. I gotta activate this. Wait. Is there something on the other side? No, there's not. Okay. Okay. That's not too bad. Let's go back to the comments. Let's see. If season 2 does happen, it'll be quite something. Back in my day, Trip would play back Breath of the Wild. Yeah, back in your day. But then we moved on to waifus, and here we are. Oh, Tiandra. Hey, Joe's not here yet, Tiandra. I don't know if Joe's gonna show up, but not here yet. 1 second, guys. I wonder. Oh, is it harder? It takes long. Wait, is it harder or does it take longer to make a high-end Nomu? Because the more powerful, the more time to make, or is it for all Nomu? Also, is the USJ Nomu as strong or stronger than a high-end Nomu? Ah, puzzle. The USJ Nomu is 1 step below the high-end, so the USJ Nomu is a black Nomu. We got the power scale for the Nomus during the hospital raid. I think it was Crust that told us about it. Favorite Disney villains, Trip minus Hades, like the whole con artist act he has. James would kill the role. Yeah, actually, I really like Hades. I don't think I have any other Disney villains I'd care about as much. Like maybe you know what? Okay, Quasimodo's villain, he like really gets me in a weird way, and then so Quasimodo villain Frodo, I believe his name was, and I would say there's another one that's on the tip of my tongue. Disney. Oh, Scar. Those are probably the 3 that I like the most. Someone petty would write down a country's failure to be known for eternity. Yeah, I would. I would. Trip, I don't only come for Joe. You're all my bros and bras. Oh, yeah, no, Tiandra, but I really enjoy your friendship. Let's see. How about the Chainsaw Nomu that attacked training camp? Chainsaw Nomu, I think, was second in the... Okay, so it's a basic rank, and then it's a second rank. And that's where the Chainsaw Nomu is, I believe. You know what? I think I have that image saved. If anyone else can chime in here, I would appreciate it. But let me quickly go here and very quickly look at it. Ah, Judge Claude Frollo. Oh, there you go. Thank you, White Despair. Couldn't remember his name. Thank God I got you guys. So I'm just looking up that information for the Nomu. Nomu. There's a lot of Nomus. Let's see here. Ah, yeah. The Nomus explained. So this is chapter 262. This is what Crust told us that he had gotten from the information debrief. Nomu, corpses remodeled to possess multiple quirks. With no will of their own, they can only act according to their programming. They're divided into lower, middle, and upper tiers, depending on how many quirks they have and their physical enhancements. Those in the upper tier are at least as strong as 10 average people combined. Standing above all of them are the high-end Nomu, possessing stats beyond those of the upper tier Nomu. They exhibit the personality traits of their host bodies and have a high capacity for independent thought. So that's the situation. So the Nomu that appeared at USJ seems to be middle tier. With the... Oh, sorry. USJ Nomu is upper tier. Middle tier seems to be the one that appeared at summer camp. Fire Force is really getting wild with these latest chapters for Arthur. Yes, I agree. They are so good, man. They're so good. I have been thoroughly enjoying him. No doubts about that. Okay, 1 second here. Yo, Viz, are you still here, man? Because if you're here, we can do the... Because I think we have a pretty chill night here. We can probably fit in responding to Oceans. Or Ocean is, whatever his name properly is. And no disrespect, I forget what his name is, because I don't really remember the way he pronounces it. Ah, cool, Viz. Miguel, are you here by any chance? We got 30 viewers, so let me just know. Just let me know if you're here, Miguel. Oof, my words are really bad. Let's see. Suggestions. And I don't see anything going on the My Hero on like Atsushi's server yet, but hopefully we'll get it. So 1 second, I'm just loading up this video file. Do. Oh, Miguel showed up. Excellent. Oceans. Ah, gotcha, Viz. Gotcha. Miguel, excellent. I was just asking for you, and you showed up. Let's see. I'm alright, though, Miguel. Okay. So let me just go and make sure I read the rest of what you were saying here. One second, Spade. Your comment isn't coming through. I'm trying to get it through. Okay. Let's see. Wasn't Dr. Uraki the one who talked about the Nomu ranking? Oh, was it him? Sorry if it was him. I was just looking at it was Crust that started it up, like White Despair said later. So apologies. It's been so long. Also, like Davy Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean, sometimes forget they are Disney. Did you know about the free Sea of Thieves update with Pirates of the Caribbean? Might just get the game now. I heard about that, Ty. I heard about that. They were accurate to Hades. He was honest and always keeps his words. Unlike Zeus, who can't keep it in his pants. Yeah. I believe it starts as narration for Crest. Let's see. Still here. Okay, I forgot Fire Force still going every day. Yep, Speed. Think that the US was special even among the upper end. It was said that it was stronger than the upper end Nomu that was part of the attack in Hosu. Oh, okay. Then I'm corrected then. It's just like I was basing that because of the image, but I'm like, thank you for the correction. You know, it's quite funny. Even in Miss Hades wasn't much of a douchebag, but his brothers, oh yeah, yeah, no. That's one of the tragedies about Hades, right? Like, he was largely an okay guy, if anything, just kind of miserable. I always laugh when I see the names of the high-end Nomu: Woman, Ribby, Robot, Chubbs, and Elf. Yes. Too bad 4chan gave up with their fun fake spoilers. Agreed. Finally watched movie Juice that is so hyped up. 4chan been really... Yeah, it has been, unfortunately. Like, sometimes, you know, there's a glimmer of hope sometimes, but it doesn't really come through anymore. Not anymore. So before we go and look at this Oceans video, I just wanted to quickly say, for those that don't know, there are new things going on with Shonen Jump. Shonen Jump's going to be getting 2 new series, and last week we unfortunately lost Shark and Hard-Boiled Cop. I feel really sad. I was really hoping it could survive with everything else being axed, but it ultimately fell, and ITEL C is ending next. So this is, if you remember, I've mentioned ITEL C was going to die, and I was hoping that ITEL C was going to die before Shark, but that's not what we got. Anyway, ITEL C is gone. That was to be expected if anyone has been following that. And then Candy Flurry. Unfortunately, Candy Flurry is not doing well with the Shonen Jump audience from what I can tell here. Candy Flurry is probably going to die. Now, I'm trying to look here. The thing with Candy Flurry is that right now there's a lot of weak series in Shonen Jump, so it's kind of a question mark as to whether or not Candy Flurry will get lucky and survive. But it's probably going to die. Let's see. Oh, Jazz was saying, no, that's more me saying that even among the tiers of Nobu, there's some variation between them. The USA was stronger than the up due to his quirks, but still weaker than high end. Yes. Yeah, that's totally cool. That's like the reasonable thing to say, right? That there is variation within the levels. I wish Percy Jackson books had a good animated adaptation. I love those books growing up. Yeah, I never read those books, Ty. I remember the good old days when 4chan would give us the juicy spoilers about the second and third user being Bakun Kirishima from the original universe and warned Izuku that Jiro was a traitor. Yeah, man. Yeah. I love, you know, like, even if they were stupid, it was fun to make fun of them together, right? Like, that's ultimately what it was all about. Making fun of things with people on the internet. Okay, so Viz has been patiently waiting. Which Oceans video? Oh, it was on Zenrato's channel. It's just Shonen and Chill podcast, I believe. But Viz watches it, so that's why we're here. Cause Viz just asked me for my opinion about it. If Jump gets rid of too many manga, does that mean they'll accept submissions that aren't up to the standards to fill up their magazine? No, Animamus, what ends up happening is that when they have a new series coming in, that's usually when they start killing things. So the reason that Shark died last week and the reason there was a cancellation this week is because they got 2 new series coming in. If there were 3 series coming in, you would have seen 3 cancellations. And so like Jump just kills series because they're ultimately looking for more situations like Kimetsu no Yaiba, right? They want situations like Jujutsu Kai and Kimetsu no Yaiba, and the way they do that is by burning through subpar series. Which animes for summer 2021 are you planning on watching? Oh, quite a few random. Well, I'll talk about them. I'll talk about them after this, I think. Also, the juicy spoiler about how Endeavor was revealed to be a literal Nazi officer responsible for the murder of millions of Jews. That one was weird by 4chan standards. Huh. Yeah. Imagine reading growing up. Tiandre. I remember being scared that of the Jiro traitor theory. Principal Nezu is still sus. A lab rat experimented on humans, not seeking revenge. I mean, like, ideally he'd be able to say, like, some humans are okay. Ideally. One second. I'm just trying to figure out what I have to do here to switch through. Dang it. Okay. Do. Let's see. Where are you? Ah, Shonen Chill. Ah, excellent. Cool. We got it. Let's kill it. Okay. I mean, if we have a good discussion here and I'm not umming too much, I might post this on the channel, but otherwise I probably won't. Anyway, so the plan here, the Shonen and Chill episodes are always fun to listen to. Oh, you guys like this? Oh, well it's good to know you. I guess it's good to know what you enjoy. But the plan here, we're gonna go through, add in five. God, okay, there's gonna be an ad. But we're gonna go through here. I'm gonna give my thoughts to what they're saying. We can have a discussion as well, and we'll see how it goes, and we can continue talking afterward. I'm glad Blue Box isn't getting canceled yet. Still can't believe a romance manga is surviving. Would think it would fit better in one of Jump's other magazines. No, if Jump wants a romance manga, they could probably like Jump. What they want is ultimately diversity, because remember, Jump has a significant mom audience, so they probably want a diversity within their manga. Like if you look at it right now, that's why we have quite a few comedy series, Animamus. So you know, when it comes to the romance series, if it's the only romance in the magazine too, it's even more likely it'll survive. Let's see. Remember having to read enough books to get an ice cream party in school? Okay. Reading how is Spider. I didn't notice the 2 different time periods. Oh, you didn't notice 2 time periods? Oh, okay, got you, Matt. You know what would be funny for the trader thing? Make it Koda, and the reason he was able to do it is because he can control Principal Nedzu. Huh. That would be funny. Wish we had a Saw-like villain in My Hero Academia that played games to torture like Quirk and captured his victims. Would have made an interesting villain for Izuku because he would have to think to be logical. You know what would have been cool? Just in general, villains. If Hero Academia was more like a Monster of the Week kind of series, where you're just dealing with extreme villains, that would be pretty interesting. But like that wouldn't be popular for Shonen Jump. It wouldn't be popular for Shonen Jump at all. When it comes to Nezuti, I generally see 3 different types. One, he's the traitor without addressing his internal thoughts about searching for the traitor. They say that he's kind of sleeper agent due to the experiments done on him and thus doesn't realize he's the traitor. They claim that due to his hyper intelligence. Okay, we'll see that. I always watch that stuff on 2 times the speed. Jazz, I watched a lot of YouTube videos on 2 times the speed as well. Let's see. I want Deku to have a moment with a villain where a villain asks him, "Scared? Who are you?" Then Deku responds, "I'm your worst nightmare." They're back. Okay, Nezu has readied. He's in a manga, and the inner monologue was literally him fooling the readers. That last was pretty silly, but I've seen way too many people claim that. Well, that's just funny. It's a good. Oh, One Love is a good show. It's just way too surface level with My Hero analysis. Oh, okay. They make those two battles look like the same battle. Okay, so let's check out what they're saying here, man. Here we go, Viz.
Next up is just oh god. Okay. Next up is
Thanks, Neutrogena. God. Come on, come on, come on. We knew it was coming. It was coming in 5 seconds. For those wondering why ads are on, it's because I like supporting other YouTubers.
Academia.
Okay, let's see what they're saying.
Okay, look. Oh, look, Deckwood.
Yo, if you guys can hear it all right, let me know. But I'm just going to like slightly pump it up a little bit. It's at minus 27, but let me know if you can't hear it.
Has unlocked a new quirk. I bet Oceans is pretty pissed about it. I bet Oceans gonna say negative things about the chapter because of like I'm tired. I'm so tired, man.
I feel that. Like I actually I understand being tired. I'm like this arc of Hero Academia has been very tiring. It's supposed to be tiring, but it's also tiring because we're not really getting what some of us really want to see. But I feel it. I feel it as well. I kind of want to just go back to having a nice time with the kids in general. Let's see. All right.
My man is battle scarred. He's worn.
Like, yes, I think it's stupid, but at this point, I feel stupid for still complaining. Clearly, Corey had just decided that, you know, the build-up to 6 quirks would have been boring as shit, and that he doesn't want to do it. And he's scared of retraining arcs because people didn't like his last training arc. I disagree, but I mean, honestly, at this point, he actually definitely has all the quirks now. Like, he
Oh
probably
yeah, I
will
mean,
use
I like long since accepted from a narrative perspective. He just has them. Like,
Yeah, he just has
he
them.
bonds
He
with
just
them all and he's got them all. So it's not so much unlocking them as it's just the reveal that he's using them for the first
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
So this was a while ago, so like not really fair to like point out things that happen after this. But yeah, that in general the whole thing with the quirk. So like there's an idea there that Horikoshi is not wanting to go through the build up for the quirks. I mean, the ones that are in trouble are really just were Smokescreen, third user's Fajin, and second user's quirk. Yeah, to me, like, you guys know, I think that the quirks were going to be our, like, a guidepost for how much Hero Academia we had left. And, like, right now, we're using the second user's quirk as a guidepost here. Because as long as that quirk doesn't come out, we know we can say that there's going to be another arc, right? That's going to have to involve the second user's quirk coming out. The thing with second user's quirk is that there has to be another stressful situation to provoke that quirk coming out. Their general thought, they also mentioned something about the optics here in terms of Horikoshi feeling scared about doing training arcs. I think this is good to think about. You guys know me. I think, especially with Hero Academia, that is ruled by popularity, and there's an editor that's also ruling it. I think it's important to think about this angle. It's unfortunate that it might be true, but it might also be false. It might also be like another situation of just the author wanting to rush through things. Personally, I'd rather not, but it might also be indicative that the author doesn't have anything good to share when it comes to training arcs. That might just be the other alternative. Like, some people just aren't good at training arcs. And maybe we're going to be seeing that with Horikoshi. You got to remember, like, quirks themselves are kind of limited as a power system. There's not really a lot you can do with a lot of people's quirks. I mean, when you look at it, Toru is the big example of how far you have to go, where she's getting full-on new powers every other time we see her. It's just so many people are so limited because a quirk is just not... Look, at the end of the day, a metaphysical power is going to be much better than a power rooted in biology. And that fundamental reality is why we're in a situation now where Izuku's power development is the way it is, and the meta in Hero Academia is about collecting multiple quirks. It's a little quiet. Okay. Gonna bring it up a bit. Gonna go to you guys. I know, but it's his thought that counts. I wish Horikoshi could get more into more of the villainous extremes, and I don't know. I think Horikoshi could create villains a lot worse than All For One and violent tendencies. Agreed. Okay, so sorry guys. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more. I don't want to back having nice times with kids, but I just want to see the kids do stuff. Them having conflict with each other would be fun. To be honest, Deku is not getting the respect he deserves from the anime community. Let's see. Mio. Okay, let's see. I think that JT was probably. I just think that Hori wants to wrap up the story soon. I don't know what people are talking about. I'm enjoying this change of pace of the story. Tunnel vision of Izuku and how it warping him is pretty good. I went through a similar situation and mindset. This arc is technically a training arc. Technically, like it's like training in it's training in the fire, like trial through flames. There we go, trial through fire. Toru's quirk has always interested me simply because we don't know what it is. Agreed. No one's getting more power upgrades than Suyu. Her potential is scary. Yeah, I enjoy the Suyu currently as well. I mean, I enjoy it as well, but you know, for me, the thing with me is the issue of knowing there's limited time. I would enjoy seeing this for Izuku and seeing more, right? I'm not the kind of guy that wants to strip things away. I want more. And you guys know me. I don't mind the slowness. I would actually really I would love the slow burn in any other aspect. Like, I know that people don't like slow burn. And when I'm like sitting down to write my novels, I am thinking of ways to tell people or to like help people read my books. Like, I will let them know in the chapters, like, if you see a particular chapter title, then you know it's going to be a slow burn chapter. And if they want to skip that, I try to give as many tools for a reader to be able to do that. But it is tough. And with slow burn, like Horikoshi probably has an aversion to slow burn right now.
Like, you know.
It's fine. I think a lot of people think that my complaint is like, because like, some dude on Twitter just wrote me like 17 tweets in a row explaining to me why I'm an absolute idiot for thinking that they need to have narrative buildup. But like, my complaint isn't that they don't have narrative buildup. I don't really care that much about that. My complaint is just that like, I'm really getting tired of you having like a Swiss Army knife answer to every single problem that you're in. Because when he has all these quirks in his back pocket, but we don't know what any of them do, it just ends up giving off this like, oh, time for me to use a new quirk you haven't seen before that perfectly gives me the solution to the situation that I'm currently in. Which like, it just gets a little exhausting after a while for me.
Yeah, like
I think if I knew all the quirks and I knew what they did, I wouldn't care as much because it wouldn't feel like he's pulling his blue eyes white dragon out of his back pocket.
Yeah, exactly. Like it feels.
So that's a good criticism, but that criticism is not taking into account the reality of shonen, and that criticism that he's saying like, oh, you know, you pull out a quirk just when you have the situation that requires it. For Izuku, like that, it hasn't been that obvious. I think for Izuku, like Smokescreen doesn't have any practical use when you're pulling it out against Muscular, not really. And then Fajin was a means to an end to get closer to the Gaunt, and it allowed Izuku to reach Fake 100%. But when you look at it, like this applies more to Quirk Awakenings. Like if this is going to be the complaint in general, like this is just in general. Everyone that has a Quirk Awakening is guaranteed to have the Quirk Awakening that's going to help them in a particular situation. And unfortunately, that got canonized, so that's now officially a new mechanism. So that's unfortunately just the name of the game. We can criticize it, but we've already criticized Quirk Awakenings when it comes to plot devices. This is just a way that Horikoshi has chosen to drum up suspense in his particular series. Now, I actually like what Zenrato mentioned about if he knew what the quirks were ahead of time, it would be a different effect, and it would, because if you know, because this is the really cool thing when you're like writing a novel, for instance. If you tell the readers a character's capabilities, it creates an effect where as a reader is reading particular situations, they can start thinking like, oh, yo, I know that this character can do this, 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 and this. So maybe if he does these particular things in this particular order, he'll be able to get through it. And that is legitimately a very cool feeling. It's cool when a reader is getting involved and they're using their intelligence to try and understand what a character could use with their toolkit. And those kind of stories, you know, it would be better if you have someone with incredible versatility. And you can see the difference in approach, right? One approach rewards readers for getting involved with the powers that an author has made up, while the other approach surprises readers with situations that are more or less just, it's a simple like, listen, take it, understand it, and continue. It's ultimately two different approaches, and honestly, when you go to the first approach about telling someone every power that a character has and watching them deal with it, the thing there is that one thing you open yourself up to is the possibility that a reader is smarter than the author, and a reader sees a solution that would have simplified the entire situation. And to combat that, You have to be a little bit clever, and you have to start playing other games to justify any kind of stupidity. So for instance, if I tell you about like 10 powers that my character has, and I go through a sequence of using 9 of them to get to a solution, but you as the reader are like, wait, couldn't you just use the one power? What happens there is that if you're smart, you'll have a line where the character justifies that they weren't thinking in the direction. And this creates another effect where now it's like, okay, like this character has a bias towards a particular type of strategy. And if you end up in a situation where you can create the impression to a reader that your character has biases, that would also create another way of having someone be able to engage with your work, because now they can talk about character flaws. So it's quite the game. And for manga, it honestly probably is not a good idea to go in with the I'm gonna tell you everything you got in a toolkit. Probably not a good idea. It probably is not going to work well with the audience that Shonen Jump has, because Shonen Jump's audience traditionally has not done very well with those kind of power systems. I think, actually, you know what? There's not many examples of that situation, because many Shonen Jump authors don't go that direction. You'd have to look at the puzzle series. Actually, the puzzle series might indicate that readers would be okay with it if they were to give it a shot. So let's see. Going back to you guys' comments real quick here. It's extreme on the job training. Scalation is an issue in Shonen. After the roller coaster that was the war arc, how do you keep the public invested after that? Yeah, I know people always say that Toru's quirk is visibility, but that was never actually stated. We never got any name or description for a quirk. Yeah, it's like Toru's quirk is light manipulation. There's no way around it. It's just flat out light manipulation. Honestly, I'm not seeing enough academia in this here academia show. Yeah, I agree with that criticism personally. It's always more tense when the villain tends to have more stuff up their sleeve than a hero, having a few abilities we don't know about up their sleeve. Do you know the one thing I wanted Dobby showing up, blowing up the hospital? That's his family was in, man. That was a missed opportunity right there, and I want the situation where he takes his family hostage. Yeah, I was really thinking we were going to get that situation, but now I'm not too sure. I think that criticism is actually a bit weak. Izuku hasn't really had the quirks get him out of situations. Black Whip was Rampage and needed outside help to stop it. When Danger Sense awakened, all it did was give him a headache and make it difficult to stay awake. Float allowed to prevent a decay wave, which was more useful than the other quirks. However, it was hardly a game changer in that situation. Sorry, Speed, I'm just trying to find your comments. That he needs backup and never help in me. After Smoke simply limited Muscular's visibility. Yeah, I made that point as well. Major role in the fight. It actually played a bigger role in the Gaunt fight. Honestly, the most helpful quirk reveal would be Fajin. Arval, I think people are a bit too eager to call the reveal of a new quirk a Deus Ex Machina, Aspel, or something to the same effect. I agree, people are too eager. I can never watch a video in hand speed. The voices sound weird, and I think it loses the feeling the person tries to convey. Oh, okay. I have no problem watching it, Ty, but I also watch my videos at like 2 times the speed when I'm editing. So I probably got used to it, Ty, but I'll switch it to 1.25. Oh, Tian's watching Turin Lagan. He's trying to deal with power creep without awakenings. Izuku would leave everyone in the dust and wouldn't be able to fix them. Yeah, that's why I thought it was a weak criticism as well. Like, DS and Smoke didn't really get Izuku out of something. They were really there. They weren't scapegoats. So to your guys, just to make sure that we're on the same page, I agree with you. Like, I think the criticism fits more with Quirk Awakenings than it does Izuku's. Like, Izuku's just accomplish different things, and I think I said that at the beginning before I talked about the issue of the narrative technique there. But I didn't White Despair, I do want to say thank you, because I didn't think all the way back. I was only thinking from smoke screen forward. But yeah, when you look at it from the full scale, it's pretty apparent. Like, Izuku's things are just tools that he's able to use, kinda like he's able to finagle it, right? Whereas Quirk Awakenings are guaranteed to give someone like the exact thing they need in the right moment. Oh yeah, it is random. So let's check this out.
There's just no tension to it. It's just, oh, he's gonna unlock a new quirk. That definitely is gonna do the thing he needs it to do now. Which, like, I don't know. I still think it would have been cooler if the story could have structured itself a bit more cohesively around the fact that he has to master these quirks. Because as of right now, in one arc, he's basically just magicked himself all the quirks at once. And they, like Black Whip, when it first came up, did hold some weight. And while I think most of that weight got swung under by the fact that we never actually got to see Deku progress with it, I still think it had weight. All these new quirks are they're just there. Like, I don't care about them. They're just added on. Again, I kind of feel like I'm the idiot to be complaining about this at this point. Like I feel like this feels like saying that this feels like watching the Naruto War arc and still complaining that Naruto shouldn't have gotten the Rasengan because it's too strong of a technique. Like
I don't
that
think.
battle lost
Oof.
already. Like
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
and
ooh.
at
Yeah,
some point it's on me.
you're not gonna get to any.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit too brutal of a criticism. He said a lot of things there. The thing with the quirks, he's saying that they're not that like there was one thing that he mentioned there was like how they don't feel special. I think that's the good thing here, because N says it as well. Like Izuku overglorifies quirks. These quirks are no longer just simply powers. From N's perspective, they're tools that Izuku is there to use. So when you look at it from the perspective of tools, from the narrative sense, what Izuku is doing and the way that he's unlocking them is more appropriate with the rhetoric of these things being tools for him to use. All that's really happening is that the person that owns the tool is giving it to Izuku and telling them like how to use it. Now, mind you, it takes a little bit of effort to be able to say that this is an effect, or this is the effect that the narrative wants, that quirks don't feel special. I think if you get to a position where you're saying that, I'm not sure I could tell you that that is unintended, just because you actually have a character saying it out loud. Now, as a reader, because it's a shonen manga, we've been taught to think about powers in a particular way. As a reader, and because Izuku is special, like the quirks do have weight to them. They have a little bit more weight to them. And I understand the frustrations. I don't think he's wrong to complain about it, because I think we can still talk about the way they're being used. But this is overall still a side effect of the fact that we're in an extremely accelerated arc, right? This arc is about Izuku talking to his villains and changing his perspective. It's not about the quirks awakening anymore. As for Black Whip, he mentioned that we didn't really see a lot of Black Whip. We saw enough of Black Whip for Hero Academia's thing. I mean, like, we have that whole thing about parallel processing with Black Whip. It's just like with Black Whip. Black Whip was never structured the way One for All base was. Like, we don't know the percentages of Black Whip. We just know that Izuku can pour it out and he can pour it back in. That's all we really know about Black Whip. Black Whip was never structured for this. I feel like Black Whip, we got everything we need out of it. If there's one that I'm actually still curious about in terms of like how it's working in its own scaling, it's Danger Sense. Because Danger Sense feels like it has more things that it can do when Izuku gets super, super angry. Everything else is like Fajin is a simple quirk. Smokescreen is also a very simple quirk. We can imagine, but I'm trying to recall. Do you remember if it was said that the second was most likely had an offensive quirk, or am I missing something? Oh, Spade, I'm assuming he has an offensive quirk because he was holding his blaster ready to blast someone. So I feel like it's a projectile quirk, but we don't really know. One thing I personally like is the fact that in every one of his fights, Izuku has used every single one of his quirks he's used in the past without exception. Well, I mean, like, if I was Izuku, I would be using all of them as well. Only sort of ass pull I will say is Izuku's 1,000,000% against muscular while having 2 broken arms. Yeah, Ty, but like the 1,000,000%, like Horikoshi came out and he said that the 1,000,000% was just Izuku saying he's giving 1,000,000 of the percentage that he can currently give. So let's say like Izuku could only give 10% of the One for All, then he's just saying I'm giving 1,000,000% of my 10%, which is just a really fancy way of saying here's plus ultra, I'm hopped up on adrenaline, take it, right? Like that's all it is. I agree and disagree. That's already been explained many times. Let's see. You really can't even compare Izuku to normal human quirk standards anymore. So I can imagine that the quirk he's using could get an awakening, definitely because One for All also stockpiles constantly. Yeah, I mean, like I feel like everyone's like I feel everyone can get a quirk awakening. Like it's just with Black Whip. The one problem for sure is that Izuku is not showing us if he's smart. Because if Black Whip is restraining his bones from breaking, because remember, we have that thing like of Izuku's bones being protected from the inside out. If Black Whip is manifesting within Izuku's body, and it should be because it came out of his mouth, I want to see Izuku say that he knows he can make armor out of Black Whip. I want Izuku to say he knows that he can produce Black Whip from any spot in his body. Not just his arms, not just his back. I really just want to be vindicated here. I want to see the Black Whip armor. It's just Black Whip in particular is so useful. If there's one power that Horikoshi like really hit the jackpot on, it's Black Whip. And this is one thing I don't like about the briefness of the chapters. I definitely do not enjoy that we are not seeing Izuku actually sit down with these quirks and take time figuring them out. I would love, like, say, 2 pages of small panels of Izuku trying out the various quirks. Look, 2 pages isn't going to kill anyone. 2 pages is very fair. Show Izuku using the quirks, show him failing, show him like doing some cool stuff with it. It'll give us a lot to talk about. Show Izuku doing some weird combo in like a small square panel. Look, that hurts no one and only enhances the chapter. It's only two pages. We've seen the author waste 2 pages before on trash. There's nothing wrong with, and when I say trash, I mean Dobby. There's nothing wrong with showing that kind of stuff. Mind you, yeah, you might have to do a few squiggle lines, but I don't really care at that point. I just want to see cool little things. That's one way I think the author could probably make this whole situation with the powers a little bit better. Oh, it all comes back to also how society overvalues quirks by wanting to make them part of their identity. Yes, nothing tops Naruto getting chakra from Tail Beast and from the while using Sage Energy and Nine Tails chakra. This guy didn't really have strong quirks. Never heard of these nobodies. No, I'm sure they had. Just having a quirk is awesome to a loser like you. Yeah, Izuku basically made a mid gauntlet out of Black Whip. Oh, hey, Mr. Amma, we're just watching a video. And Trip, do you think Izuku could rival the top 10 heroes? And where would you personally rank? And also, if I had to say which quirk of Izuku would improve or awaken, it would be Black Whip. Black Whip probably can do a lot more things. Danger Sense 2 could probably get a few upgrades. I don't know about Float. Unless Float can start being applied at a distance. Like if Izuku can like point his hand at someone and he can make them float. That would be an awakening for Float. Would there be any other things for Smokescreen? I don't know about Smokescreen. Maybe being able to control it would be a cool little thing. Fajin seems too basic. Let's see. Yeah, okay, I got everything. Okay, we'll continue. And White Despair, like, thanks for getting involved so much as well.
Point where like all of a sudden he starts needing to master a new quirk or something. Like he's got them and they're there.
Yeah.
For me, it's just that it feels like it kills any sort of like tension in a lot of the fights because I know that he has powers that I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So all that I can assume when he starts losing a fight is that he's going to use one of these powers I don't know yet, and it's going to win the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't think like, oh man, how is he? You know.
This criticism is a little bit silly only because this is the entirety of Hero Academia. In Hero Academia, we have no real idea of what powers people tend to have because we time skip everywhere. This has been a problem since the beginning. Like, remember, we went through 3 months and we had no idea what powers people had. Those 3 months were so aggressive that we ended up with Meteor showing up out of the ground. And then if we want to talk about not knowing what powers people have in their back pockets, this is every Shonen Jump series that revolves about Battle Shonen. Don't even talk about One Piece. In One Piece, you have no idea what people are doing between arcs. Because as it turns out, in between arcs, people are getting upgrades. But you don't ever get to see that until the moment it comes out. Mind you, One Piece doesn't have the same techniques that Hero Academia does. So One Piece, because of One Piece's general chaos, and because One Piece still has a lot of goodwill when it comes to that kind of stuff, and because it's so whimsical, Oda can get away with it. But within Hero Academia, where powers are a lot more important, and the interactions between powers are a lot more important, it can be a little bit more annoying. But that criticism doesn't hold water in this particular situation.
He's got this, and this ability. How is it going to get him out of this situation? Because I don't have to think that, because he's going to bust out something I've never seen before. And it's just,
that's
that
everyone.
Kind of reveal just isn't that interesting, like the 7th time you do it.
That's not an Izuku problem. Yeah. God damn it. Okay, I'm actually really happy for them getting so much ad revenue off of me. Are we watching? Oh, Miguel, you're talking about My Hero Academia. Yeah, I know the 1,000,000% was truly that. That's why I put it in quotations. This is the part he can still Oh, oops. Sorry.
And it's that kind of reveal just isn't that interesting. Like the 7th time you do it.
Yeah, like it's annoying, but I'm gonna actually, you know what? I'm gonna lay that aside for now because the 3rd quirk actually sounds pretty interesting. And I think if it's what I think it is, that's pretty cool. So it's called Fajin, which is the martial arts term to both you if you don't know and to the people listening. Fajin is the martial arts term that basically describes moves like Bruce Lee's 1-inch punch.
I loved the whole process of trying to figure out what Fat Jin was. It was probably one of my favorite times in the recent little bit of Hero Academia.
Which is, explosive release of energy. You can think of it as when people just calmly stand in front of a row of bricks and just break them in half with one shot. It's a real-life concept, and so his quirk seems to be able to explosively release power. I'm not completely positive at how this is different from just one-for-all smashes, but in theory, a martial arts-related quirk sounds cool to me. So at the very least, there is that.
Yeah, I mean maybe one for all is like more of a blanket usage, and this is like an amplifier on that. So it's like a Kaioken type effect or something real fast. I don't know.
Yeah, because he like blasts himself up a skyscraper with it.
I'm glad that they were on the same page on that one of it being a multiplier or having the ultimate effect of a multiplier. Let's see. People excuse villains when they get similar boosts to the heroes. Also, there's so much quirks they can reveal. They can't keep doing that trick on every fight. Yeah.
Seemingly without any repercussions, which is obviously something he couldn't do with one for all. So perhaps this is just a way for him to get the big power moves back again after he hasn't really used them for a long time. But I mean, it's cool. It's cool. Hori can have one extra cushion on the couch tonight.
Can we agree that the best part of the chapter was All Might?
Dude, the All Might shit, while I was reading it, I thought this shit is so goofy. And then I read the second half of the chapter, I was like, no, please, let's get back to All Might.
I didn't think the All Might stuff was goofy. I thought the All Might stuff was pretty important. I mean, like, yeah, it's the only thing that was goofy about the All Might stuff was maybe people getting scared of All Might. But All Might might have been carrying some kind of weapon with him as well. And, like, it's just, like, we made fun, like, really the goofy ones are the villains that got scared of a skeleton.
Named his car Hercules, bro.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so funny. But also, like, his whole moment is actually really reminiscent of, like, Stain's declaration back in his arc. Where, like, just his aura of determination scares people. It's really cool because, like, My Hero has had this, like, underlying thing of the shudder. Which is, like, just the fact that certain people have an aura that scares you. Endeavor has it, Deku has it, Shigaraki has it, All for One has it, and obviously All Might has had it for a while. But it's cool to have it be, like, a consistent thing within the universe. Like, the fact that, Shigaraki went from not having it to being able to stop the Redestro's army in its tracks just by looking at them is really cool. And so I like seeing this evoked in All Might again, even though I think the image of skeletal All Might stopping villains just by looking at them and talking about his adopted son is really fucking goofy, but in a good way.
I also like when
I agree with that.
Like, reacting to the fucking attack on him, and he's like, "I sense murderous intent. This might not be a dumb prank. Like, they threw a grenade at you, dog."
Yeah. Okay. That's actually like a really good criticism. That was pretty stupid of a line. 100%. That was a pretty stupid line.
Prank on your list of options.
Hey man, superpowered pranks just be built different. You know the vibes.
Some casual passerbys just chucking nades at heroes as they walk by.
Look,
got
dude,
him.
Epic prank. I shoot
Sick
a person
prank,
in broad
bro.
daylight.
Shot him in the chest in the middle of the sidewalk.
Hey guys, welcome back to epicquirkpranks.com. Tonight I will kill a man. Oh god, like the prankster YouTube scene of MHA has to be absolutely garbage terrible.
Well, isn't that Gentle's entire character?
Well, yeah, but the whole point of Gentle is that he sucks at it. Like, he gets no views. Like, I shudder to think how people were actually popular on those.
Damn, man, I relate to Gentle even more now.
Oh no, come on now. You're monetized. Gentle wasn't.
Oh man, that's rough.
Zenrado greater than Gentle. Let it be known.
Damn, the man couldn't even get some fucking ad rev. What are you stealing?
Well, I mean, like canonically, the reason he couldn't get good at YouTube is because he's an old man who doesn't understand technology, even though, he's not old, he's 32.
Wait, sorry about that, Spade. I'll get back to that question in a second. Kids throw furniture into highways.
Like, in the anime, they show you his channel, and all of his videos are just called, random numbers .mp4. Like, yeah, no wonder you don't get views.
Fucking sending me. I love that guy. When's he gonna come back?
Oh, dude, I love Gentle. I really hope he comes back. Because it seems like Deku's, been countering his gallery of villains with Muscular and Overhaul. And Stain probably on the horizon, realistically, since he's out as well. So, honestly, if we do see Gentle, that'd be really cool. Like, I love Gentle. I still think his fight is one of the best fights in the series. Don't at me.
I agree with him on that one.
Kiss
Like
me
I saw his
first.
video on that. I agree.
Like, he's so cool. I really hope we get to see him in this, new villain-infested society, to see what he's up to. But aside from all of that, I thought his use of the smoke quirk was pretty cool. Like, again, bearing aside the fact that I think he shouldn't have it, but whatever. Like him covering an entire city block in smoke, and then using Black Whip to send out diversive objects like his backpack and his cape. Like, that's cool. That is good application of his multi-quirks. To then combine it with Fajin and Jump Up, like, that's good. That's good combo quirk choreography. Like, definitely choreography was on point in this chapter, in my opinion.
Yeah. See, I'm a little torn, like, on the quirk things, because when it's done well, like it is here, it leads to, like, really cool dynamic ass fights, like through back alleys of an abandoned city. Like, that shit's cool. They're like flipping off buildings, he's using all these combo moves and stuff, but like, I just wish I knew what they all did, so I didn't feel so left in the dark. And when it comes to like, because someone compared it to JoJo, I think it was fucking Ari, motherfucker, compared it to JoJo as being like, oh, you like stuff with convenient powers in it, but it's like, when a JoJo character gets a convenient power, he just kind of gets it, right? Like when Jotaro stopped time, he just did it. And they didn't like tell me, oh, Jotaro has a power and you don't know what it is yet, and eventually he's gonna use it. And then he went through the whole series, and then
Yo, Miguel, I have to stop that because I just saw your message. How did Izuku get Gentle's video in his autoplay recommendations? YouTube algorithm is so wild. Yeah, no, this is something I talked about when it happened. Gentle's situation doesn't make any sense. You cannot be unpopular and be ending up on autoplay. And people came in saying like, oh, but it's because Izuku looks up things about All Might. He looks up things, so he's gonna get a villain's channel. Seriously, you're gonna get a villain's channel when your video is titled the way Gentle stuff is titled? Nah. So this is that in of itself is just Horikoshi not understanding the realities of content sharing sites. You can't simultaneously be popping up on someone's autoplay and also be unpopular. That's just not how it works. But the Gentle arc is a slew of just conveniences one after the other, because Horikoshi doesn't really know how to bring two disparate people together, and he wasn't very good at drumming up the fact that Gentle meeting with Izuku was pretty much an act of God. When you look at it, and I break this down in my Gentle arc video review from way back when, but there's like 7 degrees of serendipity to have to occur before Izuku and Gentle meet, which is worth pointing out. It's always worth pointing out. Guys, by the way, is there any spoilers? I don't think there are.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do the power and then he doesn't do it and then he finally does it? I wouldn't be as like, it wouldn't be a cool moment. Jotaro coming out of nowhere and stopping time was a cool moment because it was like exciting. It was out of left field. This is them being like, this would be like if they told that Giorno was like,
oh,
hey,
good to know,
I
Miguel.
stabbed my stand with the arrow in chapter 2. Don't know what it's gonna do, but one of these days, some shit's gonna happen.
That arrow juice was pretty fucked up. Anyway, I'm sure nothing will come of
Nothing weird's gonna come of it. And so yeah, like if we get more fights like this, I'm all for it. I just wish I knew all of his abilities so I could appreciate when they do stuff like this, because it's hard for me to appreciate Deku getting out of fights in cool ways when he just manifests exact power that he needs at the end of the fight. Like, I need an understanding of what he can do.
That's still not that correct. Let's see. How do no names become popular anyway if the algorithm only recommends popular videos? Oh, pretty simple. Because this is what happened to me. You simply make videos that people are searching for. That's how it works. Like Animamus, in the early days of my YouTube channel, I went like a year or maybe 2 years with only 30 views per video. Sometimes I get 0. And the only reason things changed is because I made content that people were searching for. That's how it is. That's how no names get picked up. Because when the algorithm isn't recommending you, what it is doing is the search bar. The search bar is like the most direct way of finding a no-name video, and then once a little bit of data has been collected about you, then maybe some more stuff will come in. But that's why your titles are important in that way. If you don't got search-friendly stuff, you're not going to get videos. To this day, the videos on my channel that are currently still supporting the channel are topics that people search. If I do a topic that isn't on search, I'm not going to get a very popular video, unfortunately, as much as I try.
To experience tension on his behalf.
Yeah, like honestly, I suppose on one end it's kind of happy for both of us because this is a self-depreciating problem. Because the moment he finally shows us what the second quirk is, that's it. Like, this whole ordeal is finally done, and we can focus on him being cool. And seemingly that's going to be pretty soon, because we're just handing out these quirks.
Yeah,
like
we're
it's
rolling right
fucking-
through these motherfuckers. Like
Yeah.
every couple rounds, he's dropping 2 more.
Dude, he's unlocked 4 quirks in the last 3 fights we've seen him in. Like, yeah, we're getting the final one very soon. And you know what? Once that's done, I can rest easy, because then, you know, sure, the progression sucked, but now I don't have to worry about it anymore. You know.
Yeah, I've given up.
I didn't know this was a big issue. This situation with all the quirks, that this is causing this person to lose sleep.
on
I feel
caring
bad.
about the progression of his power growth. I've just accepted that he has all of them, and he's like one of the strongest characters now. Like that. Fine.
Like in my mind, I feel like this is like the quirks being like super sped is just a side effect of a super sped arc as well, right? In my mind, it's just a side effect. I didn't think that this would be the thing to focus on. I think there's a lot of more things to focus on here. Like just Izuku's accelerated descent is a bigger point to focus on. Oof.
But just like
Yeah.
I can't be afraid for him in regards to like this naked fight. Like I can't, I don't know if he's in danger, because I don't know what he can pull out of his back pocket at any time to get out of that danger. And I'm gonna feel like an idiot if I'm sitting here like, oh my god, what the fuck is he gonna do? And then he's like, my next quirk, erase you from the panel, and you're gone. And I'm like, oh, okay.
His final quirk is gonna be announcing the My Hero Academia sequel manga.
He's got the cast list, and Negan is not on it, so he's like, sorry, guess you lose this fight.
He's like, my final quirk is being able to read wiki pages from the future, and uh-oh, your status is not looking good, buddy. But yeah, you know, as I said, at this point it's a problem that's going to solve itself at some point. And yeah, by now I feel stupid about complaining about it, because like, yes, it annoys me, yes, it could have been so much better, and yes, I know it could have been so much better. I've read stories in my life before, but like, here we are, and there's kind of no point. Again, I just feel like someone 10 years after Naruto ended still insisting you should have never gotten the Rasengan. People like that exist, by the way. You know,
Is there
Fight's been
Rasengan really
rough.
that good? Is it really that big of a deal?
Well, I remember back on German message boards when the Rasengan episode started airing, people were like, no way, that's so stupid, you shouldn't get that. Like, it's an A-level jutsu, what the fuck? But of course all in German, so like, you know, just add a couple of myths in there and some aggression. But, you know, that's how I feel right now. I feel like those people. I feel like I've already lost.
Yeah, I mean,
just
there's only
wanna-
so many times you can express the same problem.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at this point, I might as well just invite Hori back into bed. Like, all right, buddy. Because I mean, God, I love Hori so much. He's such a dumbass. Did you see his whole little odyssey on Twitter this week?
I saw you tweet about it once, but I don't follow Corey on Twitter.
Okay. So Hori is IRL friends with Nagaki, the author of Dr. Stone, and he got access to Twitter Spaces and thought, okay, this is like a voice chat feature over Twitter, so he wanted to call Nagaki. The problem with Spaces is it's not as much a voice chat feature as it is a invite all of your followers into a giant voice chat feature. And Hori has 1 million followers. So the man opened a VC with 1 million people in it for like 5 minutes, closed it immediately, and then tweeted, never again, ...
Oh, that was funny.
Fucking shit.
Didn't know about
Never
that.
again.
Good thing I'm
Well,
not
I
on Twitter
understand
that
what's
much.
going on. So, you know, like, yes, Hori, you can sleep. You can sleep with me tonight. I allow it.
What a good son. What a good child this man is. Protect him.
Protect this man at all costs, even when
Protect
he
this
writes,
man's absolute innocence.
even when he writes stuff like the 6 quirks. But hey, sometimes it's Horikoshi Masterclass, and sometimes it's Cloud Koshi Disaster Class. That's just how it is.
That's just you accept that, you know, when you accept Horikoshi into your life. You accept
Look.
that sometimes you just got some trash you gotta sift through.
Look, my child might vomit on the carpet sometimes, but he's still my flesh and blood. Like, that's what this is. The 6 quirks are vomit on my carpet. Take that out of context and show that to someone.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, yeah. MHA gets I'm tired of complaining. I'm having fun out of 10.
Deal. I like that. All right.
Although one last thing I want to say, I'm not super happy with the pace of this like fight. It seems weirdly difficult to figure out how far we're even into this. Like, I don't know if the fight's over or not, because we keep switching between other events, and it's just odd. It's not a huge deal, but it's just something that popped in my mind right now. while I was
I'm
thinking
still
of, like, my
hoping
verdict.
on Nagant going rogue and or switching sides.
Yeah.
I'm still
I mean-
praying on that.
I mean, what I'm kind of anticipating now is that Negan
Oh.
is actually going to beat him and throw him into jail for All for One, and then Baku is going to have to save him, because that'll be the parallel to how the first user was saved by a second user who looks like Bakugo. Because, dear God, I just need this to be a very heavy-handed parallel and not the time travel.
I would also just be okay with like actually
Well, we know who was right there. Zenrato was right on
making
that one.
Todoroki relevant to the story again.
Yeah.
They're
like,
doing a whole fat ass load of fucking nothing.
Yeah, it is a bit weird how like abruptly the focus is just on Deku, but like I'm not super.
Cracker Barrel cheese and sweet ingredients.
All right, we'll call it there for that one. Like the Cracker Barrel like broke me. Wow, so many ads. Good for them. Support YouTubers. YouTubers support YouTubers.
In his own series for a while now, so I'm fine with this. Like because Todoroki can always come in, and his subplot pretty much carries the story on his back anyway. And Bakugo is Bakugo. The moment he steps back into the story, he'll win 7 popularity polls again. So, like,
Oh,
I'm
I agree with that.
I love
Yeah,
Bakugo.
I'm alright with Deku getting his shine for a couple of fights. I will say I definitely want to see more of Class A before we head into the final arc, because again, that's the thing with this arc. It keeps repeating over and over. Ah, we're so close. Like once I beat
We are
Nagant,
at the end, and then yeah, all the Class 1A is like not present.
yeah, like once I beat Nagant, I'll find all for one. It's like, what? Hey, Hori,
Are you sure? Are you
I'm not sure we're gonna see those kids until we go to Attack on UA. In all honesty, like I'm really thinking about it, but like, yeah, man, I don't think we're getting those. I don't think we're getting those kids until we're going into Attack on UA and the setup for Attack on UA. Like, ew, not too sure. Okay, cool. Let's see. Yeah, we come from a magazine that takes pride on their characters' superpowers, and when it comes to Horikoshi telling us, yeah, they're not a big deal. Maybe that's the message, not the quirk that makes the hero. Yeah, hey Trip, what do you think about people calling Deku villain? Mr. Amon, I'm not into it. Like, that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. Izuku's not a villain. Are you? No, he's not a villain. Let's see. This is the part this the birds have been, Trip. What did you do to them? I put them in a really dark space. Personally, I think Oceans is a bit too focused on his dislike of Izuku having 6 quirks in general. In one of the later videos, he starts the My Hero Academia section by saying, "Look how great the chapter is when it doesn't involve the 6 quirks." Not okay. Yeah. That's what it sounds like to me as well. It was Todoroki that had the video on autoplay. Deku was scrolling endlessly looking for videos of All Might in armor and accidentally clicked on Gentle. Oh, gotcha, Sarge. Thanks. It still shouldn't be on autoplay. But how does he click on Gentle? Everyone's making videos about All Might. Like, how do you click on Gentle? Okay, and a society that takes pride in their... Let's see. But thanks for the clarification there, Sarge. La Brava did some hacking to try to boost Gentle's numbers, so like All Might pictures in the background of videos, so All Might is #1 their search terms, and Mirko and so on. Except like they were also being taken down ridiculously quickly. I mean, like at the end of the day, the metrics that Gentle had, his metrics do not work with YouTube's algorithms. But I do agree, like, La Brava probably did some hacking, but that got them caught quite often. I guess there's a difference between Quirk Awakening and completely new abilities, because Awakenings just seem to be mild elaborations of abilities they already have, as opposed to unique powers. Yeah, Jazz, like, that is the way to defend it, 100%. But it doesn't, like, when you look at it, the Quirk Awakenings are more what they're criticizing than Izuku's powers. Like White Despair said, and like I mentioned too for Smokescreen, these quirks didn't really... They weren't critical for Izuku in some spots. Like Smokescreen didn't do anything for the muscular fight, right? It's just like the criticism of these quirks are going to come out and they're going to be useful for the particular situation that's ahead of them. That fits very well with Quirk Awakenings. By this metric, Hero Academia could be a criticism on how power systems work in other series and how many people make them in a big deal. Yeah. I like how in 7 Days Since they're naming their kids after the members of the Round Table. Yeah, random, because, well, that's going to be the thing, right? It was always about Arthurian legend. Yeah, once they discuss the chapter, they go a good bit off, but you covered what I wanted to see, so thanks, Trip. Oh, good. Glad you enjoyed it, Viz. Wait, was that good, Viz? Are you happy? Are you ultimately happy? I tried to give it my best effort there. Usually looking like a Voldemort in that art. I know it's worse than... Ooh, 1 second. There we go. I know it's worse than the Vigilante thing. Yeah, I wonder if it will get back to appearance before the attack on UA. Also Shoto. I feel like they're the ones that have the best shot at showing up. Is this the last arc? I thought this was still the last act of the arc. Yeah, Poison, this is the last act. I feel like we're still going to have a few arcs, right? Because this, if we call this arc right now Izuku's Rogue Gallery, then we're going to clearly have one more arc. But once we go into like Attack on UA, I'm not sure anymore. Like, what do you guys think? If we go into Attack on UA, do you think that's the last arc or the second to last arc? For me, I would think that's second to last arc. But it's pretty much Attack on UA is what we got to be looking out for. I don't think we're getting out of Hero Academia without Attack on UA. And Drip, do you think Izuku could... Oh, right. There we go. Right, Spade. Rival top 10 heroes, and where would you personally rank him? And also, if I had to say which quirk of Deku would improve or awaken, would be Black Whip. Yeah, we're at that part. But Izuku could probably take up to... honestly, the only one that has firepower to take out Izuku is Endeavor. So everyone else it's pretty much Endeavor at the top, and then everyone else below Izuku. Because Endeavor could probably still beat Izuku the way he is right now, only because the fact that Endeavor has the reflexes to survive against Augmented Shigaraki. If Endeavor can survive Augmented Shigaraki when Augmented Shigaraki is trying to kill him, Endeavor can probably handle inexperienced Izuku. And then, yeah, that's pretty much how it'd go. Deku, he actually pressed out the video. Yeah, no, but even then, like, he wouldn't be, like, even then, like, it's just a weird situation. You know what? The only thing that justifies it is Labrava hacking and changing the algorithms. That's the only thing that justifies it. Otherwise, I actually, good on Horikoshi for having the hacking note in there. That gives it, I can suspend my disbelief for that one. Yeah, my main criticism was just the Swiss Army knife take, just because of how it ignores the context in which the quirks were even used and how much they actually did when used. I do hope we get another season of Slime Diaries. There's so much stuff that they've touched since it only covered parts that were connected to S1 and between S1 and S2. Yeah, I think Attack on UA wouldn't be last arc, potentially second last. I could see something along the lines of UA being destroyed to destroy the final trust in Hero Society before the next. Okay, I think they thought that when we were told that Izuku would have more quirks, they were going to be a bigger deal than they were, since Black Whip was a special appearance when it was shown. Oh, hey, Going Rogue. To that point, we have to also remember, like, Izuku's ability to access these quirks so quickly, we have to keep in mind that it might be because of All For One's interference. Like the Vestiges said, they're able to talk with Izuku more because of All For One's interference. Like, he jump-started One For All's development or something like that. So, you know, I think that's worth keeping in mind, because that might be the reason we're on the accelerated track. Oh, Seth, you disagree? Okay, I'm 100% interested. I'm interested in what you disagree. Like, look, from my perspective, when you say something is saturated, like if you've saturated a market, it usually means there isn't a demand. If there isn't a demand, there shouldn't be heroes being busy all the time. It's just I don't think that with oversaturation by definition, I don't think you can say that is the case for Hero Academia Society. It's not oversaturated. It's just extremely concentrated in metropolitan areas. Like that doesn't speak to me of oversaturation. The fact that everyone is still busy is telling me that there is not enough supply for the demand. And when you have a situation where the Public Safety Commission is like, yo, All Might fell down. One man fell down. So we have to make sure everyone that's in hero programs gets through. Come on. How is that indicative of a saturated society or an oversaturated society? Saturation means you can't add anything else because it's too full. Like a fully saturated shirt cannot have more water stored within it, is what I would say. But Seth, I've given my argument, but I don't know what you're going to say. So please give me whatever you got. I was just putting it out there so we got it out of the way. I can see Attack of UA being put out of commission from the plan of All For One being either physically or mentally or both. I predict Deku won't be there for the Attack of UA focusing on students. I think the plan for... Well, actually, Ty, yeah. I think it could go either way. But yeah, Seth, I am very excited to see what I haven't thought about here that you're going to bring up, if you have anything. I think they plan for Slime Diaries to air between seasons instead of having fillers or a main show. I feel like the last chapter will be finding his self-consciousness. All For One pushed Izuku's progress. Also, it's incremental. It's like when you learn to draw, you take years to master anatomy and basics, but once you get that, the process speeds up. Oh yeah, I get that. If this was Naruto, Slime Diaries would be airing in combination with the main show. If they had too many heroes, then the crawler wouldn't be needed. Attack on UA, just imagine AOT. I would give them a 30% chance to take on Endeavor, and provided he gets that last quirk, he gets rest. But don't think Endeavor would have an easy chance to take down Izuku medium difficulty. I think like Endeavor I think has the best shot at it. I feel like if it's a long fight, Izuku wins. If it's a really early fight, like within the first couple of moves, I think Endeavor wins. Pro heroes are able to be teachers without having to patrol or anything. Yes. Yes, they are able to do that. I mean, like, at the end, you get to have a hero license, right? What was I going to do? Oh, yeah, I'm going to check the spoilers real quick. So, my current strategy, because I don't want to open Discord all the time, although I could, but I don't want to. I'm going to be checking Manga Helpers, because Manga Helpers is going to tell us what's going on with that situation anyway. I guess I could also look on my phone. Let's load up that Discord server. It's cursed, man. It's cursed. It just always dings me with notifications. Yeah, I don't see anything on 318 on Manga Helpers just yet. Let's see. So where are ya? Oh god, it's killing my phone. Let's see. Is it an announcements? Nope. There we go. Okay, 318 leaks. Okay, so there's nothing in 318 leaks, so probably nothing yet. Got it. Let's see. Pro heroes, okay. All Might's a big man though. Big shoes to fill, literally, not figuratively. I mean, yeah, he's a big man, but like that kind of situation, if one man is being relied on to handle so much of the crime, you're not saturated by definition. I think like if Hero Academia gives a modified definition, it's different. But for me, it just looks like propaganda. I think they mean that they have enough heroes, but not enough heroes with the right quirks for situations, or at least that's my take on it. Well, I'd be okay with that too, but Midnight's thing was like, whoa, we're bringing in the kids, but we've already got so much heroes in a saturated society, and it's like, no, you don't. If Spinner is saying that there's no heroes out in the countryside, you're not saturated. There's no heroes in the country, or there's less heroes in the countryside, but there's police, I'm sure. Actually, no. Like, it gets kind of weird with being in the countryside. Yeah. All Might die. Izuku kill all for one. The attack on UA, or no spoilers. I think attack on UA wouldn't be last. Okay, no, I got that. Oh, hey, Gohan. Why are you getting so many changing at mentions only? Good point, Animamus. It's because I don't know how to use Discord. I'm sorry, guys. I'm pretty old. I pretty much just go through whenever a new notification pops up, and I just mute it. Hawks mentioned how heroes were no different than comic book characters, so his area was undefined. Vigilantes show poor areas were not protected. Oh yeah, those were my examples too. Vigilantes shows how bad it is in general. Given the last chapter of Fire Force, I do believe Arthur is dying. Oversaturation of incompetent people? I mean, there's an abundance of incompetence. There's 100% an abundance of incompetence. But, like, at the same level, it's like, look at Manual, right? Manual was amazing, helping Aizawa. But Manual doesn't have the power output to deal with the majority of villains. It's not his fault that he can't be more than what he is, right? And I would never blame Manual for that. But it's like, that's the issue in Hero Academia. A lot of people's quirks really aren't suited for combat. People that have combative quirks tend to be villains. Oh, hey, Terry. But oversaturation of incompetent people, I'm okay saying that. I would say abundance. Just because the oversaturation makes it seem like a different word to me. Anyone still watching Romcam? Oh, I am, man. I am. I know for a fact why Izuku was so mad at the end of the previous chapter. Oh, Terry, please tell me. From where Izuku is, Shigaraki, Dabi, and Toga will attack UA. Izuku come back, quick reunion. Izuku fight Shigi, Dabi fight his family, Toga fight Uraraka. They only stay where they can get popular and won't be left for dead if they bite off more they can chew, since cities have so many heroes. Yeah. The problem with heroes is addressed by Death Arms. Many of them felt like they were above from what they actually were. Well, that is definitely a problem, but like that's a problem with not just heroes. That's a problem with like everyone, Miguel, in the sense that, you know, people don't really know what they don't have an appreciation for how small they are until something terrible happens. Like you guys know that. It's like when people get humbled. Um, it any kind of humbling process is almost always going to be traumatic, and that's just I think how that process goes in general. But agreed that is a problem with some of the heroes. Like they thought they were more. That said, Death Arms seem to have been working a lot, right? And for the amount that he worked, look, I compared to Yoroi, I respect Death Arms a significant amount more because Death Arms actually gave it a go, and ultimately he was brought down just because he couldn't take the criticisms anymore. And like honestly, I don't blame him. I mean, you gotta be a special person to be able to handle people yelling at you all the time when you're quite literally putting your life at risk for their sakes. And it's like it's not even your fault that the situation got as bad as it did. It's like the fault of the safety commission for being stupid. Oh, treasure chest. Oh, I say being stupid, but I just really don't like the safety commission. I'm really still bothered about whoever made the asinine decision that Gigantomachia could be left alone. He was mad that he has to spend another Father's Day without his real dad, and now people will say Westabu All Might will be his dad. Hope Redestro is voiced by Mark Hamill. Always got a Joker and Norman Osborn vibe from him. Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be neat. Nice. We got stuff. Man is a souped up firefighter. He can fight minor fire users. Death Arms was made aware of his quirk limitations early on. What's interesting to me is that Stain's society ends up looking back to demanding human sacrifice. Oh yeah, like that 100%, Seth. Like that's the thing with Stain, right? He denies the humanity of heroes, and his rhetoric is based on this ideal of a hero that even All Might doesn't live up to. So with Stain, it's just I'm really hoping that Stain sees what's going on with Izuku and he's like, okay, you know what? Like this is a little bit too much. Izuku like with the one good guy in this whole situation. I don't want Izuku to burn himself out because that's really what's going to happen to poor Izuku here. So I got that one. Oh. German VZ. Oh, let's see. I'm tired of seeing video clickbaits that Izuku is turning into a villain of people hyping up Izuku is going to become a villain, even though it's not true. Yeah, I'm not... If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't know that this is a situation that's occurring. Izuku's not going to be a... Like, I just don't understand. How do you get into a situation where a kid's driving himself crazy and he's going to be a villain? I just don't understand. Oh, so fun. Oh, good night, Tiandre. Like, at least commercialized heroes, you have more average people stepping up to do good and help keep the peace, even if their motives aren't wholly pure. Yeah, the thing is, like, reality is, you're not gonna get the ideal heroes because there's just look, to require an ideal hero, you need an ideal person. And do you really think there's a lot of nice people in the world? Nah. Like honestly, I'm quite alright having people who are there just to because they want to help people and they also want to get money. I have no real problem with that. And I think in general, just to Seth's point here, you have more average people stepping up to do good and help keep the peace. I would like to have more average people stepping up. I think that's the good thing to do here. But you guys all know that because I make that a point for a lot of my arguments. Funny how in the anime, the situation of criticism turned into encouragement while the manga is beyond just criticism. Yeah. Also, guys, like looking at the third movie, you know, that third movie, there's no way it's canon. Because like if the third movie's trailer are correct and there's a giant disaster, there's no way Japan recovers from a giant disaster like that and hasn't learned a lesson. So the movie, if there was one moment that made that the movie instantly less canon for me, it was just the idea that there was a bigger disaster that involved the entire world. Oh man. But we'll have to see. That's just like, that's an assumption. But I am excited to see what goes on with it. Okay, I hope you can read this. I believe that hero sites oversaturated like YouTube or cell phones are saturating the market, but every day a new one shows up. Okay. I see what you're saying there. Would you, I guess my big question is, would you say it's oversaturated? Like, there's a difference between between saturating and oversaturated. Because at oversaturated, you probably end up with worse market share for the big players. And you probably end up with like a surplus if we're talking in business terms. You'd probably end up with a surplus. But in that sense, I get what you're saying. Like I do feel like I still think in the cities it's probably closer to heroes being saturated, but like one of my arguments that I made in that video was that Midnight doesn't know the situation in all of Japan. And at the end of the day, the other, like, this is another thing that I've mentioned in the video, but fundamentally I have a hard time believing you're saturated when there's an abundance of villains out and about, and like vigilantes. I have a hard time believing you're saturated when there's so many vigilante situations happening in the older manga, even when All Might was around. That's the only thing. It's just like I can't imagine saying that you're oversaturated with firefighters. Like that's the question. Do you guys think that Hero Academia Society is oversaturated with firefighters? And to you, what does oversaturated with firefighters look like to you? Actually, I think this is a good question because this will help me understand what you guys are thinking a little bit more. If you were told something is oversaturated with firefighters, what exactly does that situation look like to you? But German VZ, thank you for that comment. Let's see. Did anyone see the... No, I did not see the crossover tie. My family works involved in politics. Incompetent people is pretty common in that field. Yes. Yes. To be fair, though, Stain doesn't have problems sacrificing people. He might have been given a wake-up call, though, seeing the worthy heroes have to sacrifice so much. Yeah, that's a good point, Seth. And I really do hope that he's getting a wake-up call. It's just like, from my perspective, Stain seems so flexible because of Vigilantes and the way that he changed his approach in Vigilantes. I'm really hoping he's a malleable mind. I'm hoping that, at the very least, he thinks, like, Izuku's the one example of something good in this world. I'm going to make sure he stays safe. I just want him to be positive towards Izuku, is ultimately what I'm chasing after. Nothing on 318 leaks. Yeah, I do think that's pretty ironic too, Terry. You have like 10 people working when you actually need half the people to get the job done if they were actually competent or they cared. It's not Japan, it's overseas. I thought that the thing was the entire world was being attacked. Wasn't it attacks all over the world? Because the girls were at Paris, I think. I think I saw something at the Eiffel Tower. But it looked like it was all over the world. There's like third world countries being involved. I mean, like, if you're attacking the entire world, I find it strange that you're not attacking Japan. But, you know, that's a good point, Miguel. That's why I'm going to keep my opinions till we see it. The movie's a movie, so I let them just have fun with it. Oh, I agree with that, Seth. It's just because this is a problem that I run into, Seth. It's just people start asking me on random videos if the movie's going to be canon or non-canon. And, like, my opinion is always assume, like, a movie's non-canon. And then assume that what happens in the movie happens broad strokes in the series. Because I think that's the best way to do it. If you assume that it's broad strokes, you can fit it in, and then any little like plot problems, you can just say it's a product of the broad strokes approach and just wave it away. I think going broad strokes usually fixes a lot of problems when it comes to fitting movies into things. Also, let's not forget All Might could have warned them of his coming retirement, giving them 5 years to get ready, or at least tell the Hero Safety Commission. Yeah, you know, like, seeing All Might's communication problems, I'm really not surprised that that's not how it went down. Just like All Might, man. So I'm just refreshing. I don't really see anything on the leaks. Hey, Trip. Would you be reborn as a Western elf or an Asian elf in Isekai? Oh, I don't know. Western. Maybe Western, because I don't know Asian that met. Oh, hey, Kirby. I always thought the movie was placed abroad, since the news calling Izuku a mass murderer is in English. Oh, yeah, no, it's like it's happening all over the world. But I assumed that Japan got attacked because they said that the entire world got attacked. I understand wanting them to fit nice, and it's just too limiting to do that. I agree with Seth on that one. Oh god, there's a lot. Asushi says spoilers coming soon. Oh great. Wait, so is he saying that on Twitter? Did this guy send me to his stupid Discord server? Just oh come on, man. Now I have look, just I don't know if you guys can see, but I have like the My Hero Academia 318 leaks right in front of me. And it's like if this guy is talking on his Twitter account, I'm gonna be a little bit miffed. Just a little bit. Spoilers. Oh, join Discord so you can see them exclusively. Oh, here we go. Oh, we finally see Bakugo after a long time. Oh, dang it. Alright, I'm in. I don't like talking about Vigilante because being canon because Vigilante is poorly written in my opinion. Oh ho ho. Like Vigilante exists to be a spin-off to milk off the main series, kind of like the movies but with characters I like a lot less. Seth, I love this fiery opinion from you. Oh, okay. But you know, Seth, that just sounds to me like you're looking at a reality and you don't want to accept the reality for truth. The reality is that Horikoshi probably gave his overviews to the author that's doing that. And they're probably what Horikoshi believes is the reality with his manga. I mean, like, overviews, right? Overviews can still have problems. But, yeah, no, Seth. I love this opinion from you, man. I love it. The fire department must have a lot of work of overtime in the My Hero Academia world. Izuku's a villain will be interesting, but show how Dobby because of villain and Toga. Imagine everyone thinking as a student. So let's see, Bakugo. It takes resources. If you have too many incompetent or average firefighter, it takes resources to maintain them. If you have less firefighters, but those are actually good firefighters, it's a bit more optimized distribution of resources. To be fair, I do feel like firefighters have a pretty hardcore training program. Like, we have a friend that is trying to be a firefighter, and like, she has to start as a volunteer firefighter and like work her way up. Like, it does seem like it's a nice process, and these guys these people do legitimately have grueling shifts from what I understand. You got any advice for anyone in their early 20s? I mean, it depends. What are you looking for, Spade? It depends, because like I can give you advice on school and all that kind of stuff. I'd be like, you know, find a job that respects you, work your way up, find a job that you can work your way up on. If you're going to school, like, consider going to a trade school with a good co-op program. Consider doing like technical jobs, because technical jobs you always need technicians to work on special machines, and not everyone learns how to work on a specialized machine. Did the birds take sleeping pills? Yes. Well, should enjoy your youth, but not too much. I agree with that. Let's see, guys. I'm gonna try and get to the end of the comments, just because of now that we know that the spoilers are coming. Someone was typing. Someone was typing on 318. Oh, here it is. Here it is. It's titled Dark Cloud. All right, guys. It's titled Dark Cloud. Let me know if he puts anything on Twitter. If they were attacking the world, why would they leave? DBC. Well, we'll see how this goes. I think they just distributed everyone all over the place. Canon adjacent, canon friendly is sort of how I approach it. Like, it can fit, but not necessarily. Since it's never going to be referenced in the future directly. Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Join Discord. Okay, let's see. Spoilers coming. Join. Okay, got it. All Might wasn't planning on retiring until he met Deku. Hey, Trip. Do you think Japan has Westaboos like America has Weeaboos? Oh yeah. Like in Japan, there's like a lot of girls that like Western people. Well, not a lot. There's like they're a minority, but like 30%. There's girls that have. There's always people that like foreigners. And then like Hollywood has a presence in Japan. Like the Japanese probably still look at Hollywood as a pretty cool spot to go to. Oh, third movie is Izuku, Shoto, and Bakugo. Guys, if Bakugo shows up, it's finally happened. Let's see. I take it as the movies give us what we wouldn't get in the manga, like Izuku and All Might fighting together, and that alternate finale of Izuku giving up one for all to Bakugo. I'm full of fire opinions. I respect it, Seth, man. I love it. So I guess this chapter won't be a stained chapter. Maybe it could be a little where he shows up at the end to meet Deku or All Might. How does Toga's quirk work when it comes to stockpile quirks? Is it like Monama's, or does she have the exact power since she turns into that person perfectly? Well, we don't know. Kind of weird, ain't it? Ain't it, Tai? We'll have to see. Maybe Horikoshi has thought it out. I hope so, Sarge. I always treat the movie like B canon. They exist using events from the main A canon, but events that took place will never be mentioned directly. Anything new we'll learn will stay within them. That's the way to go. But yeah, guys, what do you think about it being called Dark Cloud? That to me, when I hear Dark Cloud, it's either a quirk or like a statement about how depressing society's about to become, or like something bad's about to happen, right? That's the first thing that I'm really thinking on that. Try and see if I can load up Manga Helpers, see if I can find 318. I want to see if they're going to be spoiling it on Manga Helpers. So that if you aren't on the Discord server, maybe you could also follow along there. Yeah, I don't see 318's thing on Manga Helpers just yet. Alright. Stain learning about native die-in. Find Nomu, he had no chance to survive, and so showing he was wrong about a fake. So was he wrong about others too? Did he kill innocent people? I hope so. Is Vigilantes like the One Punch Man manga is the webcomic? No. No, Vigilantes is an official spin-off. The One Punch Man webcomic is the original draft of One Punch Man. Will Atsushi post the spoilers on his Twitter? I don't know, Poison Tree. We'll have to see. Gonna see spoilers more directly via images. Oh, gotcha, Seth. Atsushi Discord is found on his Twitter. I think the problem is that the public safety keep giving heroes licenses left and right, and that led to many people that aren't actually fit for the job of a hero to become hero. Yeah, well, I think they know how to use their quirks, right? Because that's what the Public Safety Commission ultimately tested, quirk judgment. But they didn't really give these people psych evals. I think that's the most obvious thing. Psych evals. Oh, got it. Endeavor is telling Izuku that the plan has changed and that the heroes from other countries are about to come to Japan so he can rest a little. Color me surprised. I legitimately didn't think that this was going to happen. You guys know. But now I wonder how much of a presence are they going to have. It's the final act. Oh, what if Izuku's dad comes in that group? Izuku says that he's okay and he can still move, but the Pass 1 for All users are also trying to warn him. So this is what we said. The Pass 1 for All users are not into this. Oh god. Izuku says that after failing to stop him, we see Nana, Shinomori, Banjo, and AM vestiges discussing about how their words and quirks may have forced Izuku to go way beyond their limits. So this is really good. I never thought that those guys would have been egging on Izuku because they're all giant crybabies, honestly. So I'm actually really happy to see that's the reality of the situation. Also, we're getting these spoilers really quickly. Yeah, King of Nerds, I'm seeing it. Something involving smokescreen, making it seem like society has been reality. They were just civilians in disguise. Ooh, I like that word there, Miguel. Thought of doing nursing. Really just want stability, and do you think it's possible to balance out a lifestyle? As I want to have a good job like that and continue writing my novels. Oh! Yo, Spade. Do it. Yes, go to nursing. Nursing is one of the good jobs because there's always going to be a need for nurses, and you're probably going to be accepted under some gender equality programs because nursing has an overrepresentation of females. So if you want to play the game, wait, Spade, I'm assuming you're a guy, but I might be wrong. So let's scratch that out there. Spade. Going back onto that. Yeah, no, nursing is good. Wait, is Spade a guy or a girl? Whatever. Doesn't change the fact that nursing is good. And with nursing, like, it might be a little bit tough just because the schedule for nursing is actually legitimately tough. But once you get the groove, you'll be able to find time to do your hobbies. I think it'll be fine. You're in a much less stressful position than being a doctor. That's why on Izuku's generation they said they raised their standards back at the professional license exam arc. Because now they just don't want many heroes, they want the best heroes. Good. Doesn't Kurogiri translate to Black Cloud? Shit, yeah, he does! Oh, White Despair might have figured it out. I think it's the state the students are in being depressed with his leaving. I'm guessing that Dark Cloud is where All Might gets injured. One thing people criticize movie 2 about is the One for All thing at the end, but it's a product of the first return to status quo needed if the movie's to be canon. It has to end where it started. Agreed. Let's see. Stain already crippled an innocent man. Just check the Kurogi literally means black fog. Yeah, but given Shirakumo, I'm okay with thinking that could we know that Asushi doesn't translate things correctly sometimes, so I'm totally fine just saying it could be Kurogiri. Dark Cloud. Okay, let's see. Why do I always think Banjo-Kazooie when I hear Banjo? Because like, not many people have the name Banjo. Let's see. Deku's danger technically alert him of something going on blocks away, but he didn't know Stain was standing a few feet away. What's up with that? Probably, people were thinking it's an issue of Stain not representing danger. The ending of movie 2 is the implication of one for all sentience. Truthfully, we never saw the American heroes in the trailer. Imagine they would be the ones helping fight all for one top henchmen. Man, if we see Captain Celebrity again, I'll be happy. I'm glad the vestiges are self-aware of Izuku's recklessness. Let's see. I had to double check. Kurogiri means black. It's possible Sushi doesn't have a good translation of chapter title happening. Yep. Male nurses get ganged up on by females, so be careful. Many of the lesser schools probably had no business being open in the first place. If heroes are quitting schools, could be shut down too. So will we actually get other heroes from different countries in My Hero Academia manga? That'd be different and weird to see. Well, we might have a situation like Majestic. Like, honestly, now that if the heroes come in, I'm expecting something like Majestic where they have the amount of screen time. And maybe like Horikoshi shows off a few of the designs from the movie before going into the movie, right? Because there are hero designs in there that he could use. And that might be worthwhile, but they might only be about as impactful as Majestic. If they're as impactful as Best Jeanist, that would be ideal. Guys, so I want you guys to be able to see the spoilers as well. So I'm gonna go over to Discord and on my computer, and I'm just gonna post it on the stream chat so you guys can see the spoilers as they come up. If someone gets to it before me, that's fine. Man, I'm actually just so happy that we're actually seeing the vestiges tell Izuku to stop being stupid. Well, you know, where they're pointing out this Izuku's being stupid. I really appreciate. Give me a second, Gohan. I'll check for Black Clover right now. So here's my hero. Oh, god damn it. 1 second. I gotta cut out some of the words here. God damn it. There you guys go. I feel like the vestiges could speak out more, mostly to stop him from getting as far as he is right now. Yeah, but I wonder if Izuku can lock them up. We'll have to see the exact way it looks once we have the chapter in front of us. Because right now it could. We don't know. We don't know how much of a mute button Izuku has on them. I feel like it'll be kind of weird to implement heroes from different countries now. Seems pretty late to me. Could have been used to help the world building earlier. That's one of My Hero Academia's weak points. 100%. But like, yeah, if they show up the same way Majestic did, they show up in a panel in the background, and you don't even find out their quirk, right? That's more possible to be what we're going to end up getting. Okay, I don't see any Black Clover spoilers, man. Let me check 4chan, because 4chan sometimes gets the Black Clover spoilers. Oh, Poison Tree. Join the club. I don't know either. I'm still learning. Yeah, no, man. I wouldn't be surprised if Bakugo shows up at the end, just as a small thing. But I'm just happy to see if Bakugo shows up to actually yell at Izuku. I'm happy because I was waiting for it. And if Ochako, okay, wait, look. If Bakugo shows up and Ochako doesn't show up, I'm going to have a field day. Like Miguel last time pointed out that I spent half of a chapter or half of a video complaining about Ochako. This time I'm going to spend 4/5 of the video complaining about Ochako. It's going to be great. Black Clover. Black Clover. Yeah, Gohan. I don't see anything for Black Clover this week, man. So it's probably not up yet. Matthew, that's exactly who I was thinking of. Let's see. Honestly, I'm not expecting Bakugo to do much this chapter. Wouldn't even be surprised if he didn't show up. Seems like it's just Atsushi trying to build up hype as usual. Especially since he posted it on Twitter despite saying that he wouldn't be posting on Twitter this week. Yeah. I don't know what he wants out of getting that Discord server. Oh! Got something new. Here you go, guys. 1 second, man. 1 second. I'm gonna go paste it onto your guys' chat. As in we... Oh, that's possible. That's possible. I wouldn't put it past him. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We have some interesting stuff here. Okay, guys. 1 second. Here you go. That's one. I haven't read them yet. Give me a second. 2 and 3. Here you go. Great. And Poison, just to let you know, you can use Discord on a browser as well. I don't know if you're on your phone, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, no, Viz, I'm still okay with your theory. I don't mind if your theory happens because it changes the conversation in a really interesting way. Yeah, of course, right? Like, of course, the second user, of course. Okay, so the second user is saying Deku is doing the right thing and that during these hard times he has to keep moving. Izuku is now fighting on a shopping mall using Black Whip. Some civilians are afraid of him because they think he's all for one servant. After dealing with the criminals, he starts flying across the city, wondering about Shigaraki and the League's whereabouts. Huh. Of course, the second user... Yeah, okay. Bakugo appears this chapter. What do you think he does? He appears with a nasty face at the end. Like he's just angry. He's just very, very angry. Maybe even hangry. But I love that Atsushi is posting these very quickly. I do wonder, what does Atsushi benefit from putting this on a Discord server? I wonder what the game is for him. What despair. Yes, I love your cynicism. Second user is extreme, so I'm not surprised at all by what he's saying. Yeah, I'm not surprised either. Like, we knew that this was an issue with him. Well, like, the second user is just the guy that's probably been brutalized the most by All For One. So he knows, like, all that's at stake. Did you say hangry? Yes, I did say hangry. It's hungry and angry. It's the anger that comes about when you've been hungry for a few days. Or for a few hours. It's just something that Westerners say. I wonder what the All For One did to the second user to make him hate All For One that much. Well, I mean, like, probably the face scar for sure. But he's probably messed him up a lot. Probably, like, killed his family or something like that. Okay, yeah, nothing's come up yet. Atsushi checking out the competition. Yeah, yeah. Doop doo doop doo doo. Oh, damn it. Oh, good. For those ones, I have to stop looking and I have to start concentrating on the rhythm. Let's see. Wouldn't put it past Atsushi. Are you seeing my comments? Oh. Just now. Ty, did you say, of course, the edgiest looking guy would want the kid to emotionally exhaust himself? Is that the one? Did I get it? Let's see. You know what's funny? The one successful one for all user, Izuku blow up to hang out with a bunch of loser ghosts. Yeah. Yeah. Like, All Might's the one that has the most experience dealing with All For One, and Izuku's just putting him to the side. I want Momo to appear in this chapter. Well, I'll cross my fingers for you. Wouldn't putting past Atsushi after what he did to All For One blows up the mansion, Atsushi posts like ... It appears for more than the cliffhanger. I think we'll hear explosion sound effects chasing after Izuku till Bakugo tackles him out of the air. But why? Oh, Mega Green Kirby, it was just a joke. Don't worry about it. Alpha 1 kicked his dog, or the leaks out? Ah, yeah, Ray, we're talking about them right now. Ray, if you go up in the chat, I posted them earlier, so just look for my stuff. I've posted 6 messages so far with the leaks. How did Mineta get in Class 1A? Mineta's actually smart. He's a slacker, is how Mineta works. Deku saving Bakugo would be hilarious. Yes. Guys, my phone is dying, and that's where I'm checking the spoilers. King of the Nerds, you're still here, if you're here. But if you're here, just let me know if it pops up. Because I'll be off my phone for a second as I try and get my battery sorted. How did Toru get into Class 1A? I don't know. Stain is nearby. King Bakugo meet Deku before Stain. Doesn't that have to happen or after? I would personally rather Izuku meets Stain first, personally. But I don't know about this Bakugo situation. Like, Bakugo might still be at UA. Honestly, Hagakure getting to Hero Course makes no sense. Wonder if it's just a flashback to Bakugo. I'm in Discord so I can post them if you need. Oh, okay. Oh, Viz, thanks. Well, we'll see. Just let me know when they pop up, because I have this... Oh, wait, you know what? Let me just move around my windows. I think I might be able to see it when it pops up on Discord. Okay, never mind. I think I got this. It's just like I have 5 windows open on one screen, and it just makes it kind of hard to manage the stream properly. But yeah, alright. There's switches on the robots. Oh, okay. I did not know that. I can tell you for sure I did not know that. I feel like Bakugo is just going to be at the end of the chapter. Oh yeah, no. Like Bakugo feels like he's like a cliffhanger type thing. I mean, like I wouldn't put it past Horikoshi to make it a cliffhanger, right? You know, one thing that bothers me quite a lot, guys, is people saying that Shinzo would replace Izuku in Class 1A, and it's like, Class 1A isn't kicking out Izuku. It's just not happening. Uncle Rico and Steak honestly thought that Atsushi was messing around when he said Bakugo would show up. I mean, he still might be. Atsushi is posting him his Discord this week's trip is copy and pasting Atsushi's post in the chat, so you don't need Discord. Horikoshi actually wrote that the robots had a shutdown button that could be turned off. That's how Toru got in. Okay, yeah, guys, no, like, I didn't know about that. Like, thank you. I just assumed that Toru was being tricky or clever. No new spoilers yet. Oh, wait, they're typing. They're typing. This is it. This is it. This is it. Bro, really? I just found out a guy got arrested for taking a high school runaway girl to his home. Damn it. No, oh, man. This is gonna be a really... Oh, that makes things worse. I want to know if Aizawa could cancel Hagakure's quirk. He can't cancel mutant shape, but we don't know otherwise. I got the posts. I'm putting them in. I'm putting them in. I got them. I got them. I haven't read them yet. Don't read them without me, you jerks. Don't read them without me, you jerks. Stop. Alright, here we go. Deku says that he can't let anyone get hurt, so he needs to complete One for All. He wants to be with everyone and be able to smile with them. Villain Izuku. Just remember that. This is Villain Izuku. Lots of panels of Deku thinking about everyone while fighting his mom, All Might, Gran Torino, Eri, Aizawa, and all the 1A kids. It's funny if that's where Bakugo shows up. Oh, Jazzmaz, thank you. Oh, Jazz, thanks, man. I just noticed. I'll delete mine. Yeah, I'm okay deleting one of them. I'll delete them. I don't mind. He arrives at Camino's ground zero, and a really creepy looking villain is talking to people. He's called Dictator, another jailbreaker from Tartarus. Alright, that's cool. I want to see, yeah, okay, Dictator. Alright, that's cool. Bakugo now know it feels to be a side character while being taken away. What? I thought this was America. Toru's invisibility seems to be similar to Tokoyami's bird head. Yeah, it's a mutant shape. I bet that's the Bakugo screen time. I think it might be a flashback because of how casually he said it. Usually Atsushi would say, guess who's back. Yeah, okay. As proof 29, year old has been arrested following 4 days of cohabitating with a high school student who ran away from home. The two became acquainted through social media, where the girl had posted about wanting to leave home. Eventually telling Kumiya, "I'd be happy if you give me the option of running away to your place." Okay. God. He agreed, and on June 13th, the girl made her way from her home in Saitama Prefecture, which borders Tokyo to the north. Okay. Baku only shows up in a flashback. Everyone is telling him to rest, and he's not listening. Yeah. Honestly, I'm glad the Baku was time they're going and staying of not seeing Baku for several chapters. Me too. Do you think that when Izuku gets de-edgified, he'll get a new costume? He'll get a fixed costume, right? If all the heroes that came from one school all quit at once, the safety commission may decide that school needs to be shut down. I really hope the flashback is the Baku appearance in the chapter. Me too. I just want to see the internet's initial joy of thinking that they'll see Baku, only to have it ripped away. If Baku showing up as Izuku think about everyone is kind of disappointing. Yeah, no, but it'd be really on point for Horikoshi, the king of disappointment, though, right? All right, that was good. That was good. I enjoyed that, and thanks, Jazz. That was great. I love the timing on that. But yeah, man, I really hope the flashback is the Bakugo appearance. Okay, you think once Dictator sees Deku, he'll want the high five? Don't know. What's the point of Dictator if Nagant was the most dangerous jailbreaker? Ah, Tai. Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out now. He might just be there so we can see Izuku throttle him. On the good side, the girl had no injuries. Let's see. Trying to see here. Sarge coming in. Wait, Castro's in the chapter? Yo, if he looks like Castro, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm not actually gonna know what to make of that if he actually looks like Castro. Wonder if Dictator has a mental ability. Oh, that'd be cool. Because Izuku's only shot at winning is really with the vestiges interfering, if there's a mental interference. Oh, that's pretty fair, White Despair. It's Atsushi. Yeah, Atsushi's just a hype monster. Trip, a friend of mine were discussing a few days ago whether love triangle could have worked in Hero Academia. What are your thoughts? Do you think it would work, or there wouldn't have been enough time? It could have worked. It could have worked. You know why? Because if Horikoshi did a love triangle, 100% they would have been able to shove another girl to get screen time. Ochako and Tsuyu, they probably could have like really wrung it out, and they really could have gotten Tsuyu a little bit more screen time. And then Horikoshi would have done it because he would have been thinking like, oh yeah, I can write girls when they're talking about their love life. Yeah, no. And Shonen Jump as a magazine is used to love triangles because they know that love triangles get people invested. So they would have been okay with it had Horikoshi felt the need to go with it. And yeah, I might be like really cynical about this, but like Shonen Jump can do love triangles. Let's see. Nagant was the most capable of capturing Izuku. Agreed. Oh! Did something change on my screen? Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, fighting while trying to read is also very hard. Who would have thought? So let me just make sure I don't miss any comments. Dictator is more charismatic and man crazy than Nagant. We meet Stain and knock him out when Izuku wake up and Stain hand him the bento box and said, "Oh my, at least I'm happy to see that there are more jailbreakers. I personally don't believe that Nagant is the dangerous, strongest one. I hope Dictator puts up a fight." Well, like, you know, Nagant might not be the strongest, just because the author might have said that just to get us hyped up about it, but then he's like, oh, actually, Nagant was the best at capturing. Dictator's the best at killing, right? Like, there's tons of ways to cheat. A mental ability to wall off a certain area to keep people from leaving. Dictator is booty bandit. Sushi posts trolling shit rather than simply saying that the mansion explodes. This is why people need to temper their expectation when they're only receiving spoilers. Agreed. Maybe Nagant was just one of the most dangerous one, not the top one. That's actually the most safe interpretation. If there was a love triangle, Deku Uraraka Ira to make him more relevant. Oh, that could work too. Poison. Don't think Dictator will put up much of a fight. Mostly likely be finished one page by Izuku. Love triangles exist because that's a way of making the protagonist a role model for kids. If you show them being so cool that other girls fight over him. Interesting. Confirm. One Punch Man and My Hero Academia share the same universe. Or at least they have some feelings. All the comments on Sushi's post about Bakugo showing up are no longer appearing. Coincidence? I think not. How else does one earn the name Dictator in prison? Huh. One second, I just lost the Discord server. There we go. Okay. Now the comments are back. Then these people grow up into a work exploitation culture and they're not even noticed by women. Yeah. I miss Suyu having screen time. Her introduction with Deku and Mineta made people think she'd have more screen time. Me too. Heck, it even made Horikoshi think that she was going to have more screen time. Let's see. Rodson said, Love Triangle, I want Momo, Shoto, and Awase. Awase has canon crush on Momo. Ah! Oh, that'd be cool. Most dangerous criminals in Tartarus are the gay shippers. Okay, Terry. Come on. Let them live their life. You too fight an uphill battle with your ship, Terry. You know you do. You know Mineta and Momo needs all the support it can get. And let's face it. Look, the Shoto shippers, like the Shoto fangirls, they probably would be on your side, Terry, because in their mind, they'd want Momo to get away from Shoto. Because they want him with Izuku or something like that, right? Like, those are your friends, Terry. You gotta remember that. Like me, guys, personally, if I was fighting a war, I don't mind working with people I disagree with. If they're not my direct enemy and we actually both have a common enemy, I actually really don't mind working with them and then shanking them the moment that we take the head off of my main enemy. Right? Like I have no problem with that. Also, you probably should be careful with me. I'm the kind of person that will tell you what I'm going to do ahead of time, and then when you forget about it, that's probably what I'm going to exactly what I said I was going to do. I'm really fun at war games when it comes to board games in general. Warring board games? Yeah. I'm quite the player. I make a really fun time. Anyway. The comments... Oh, wait. Yeah, when Hawks mentioned Naiga being the only one capable of catching Izuku, maybe he meant the only one he knew of, since he seems to just overhear things using his wings rather than searching for it. That's an interesting way of justifying that. That's pretty reasonable. The comments to Sushi's post about Bakugo appearing are kind of concerning. The manifesting worked, and gay people are real. I mean... Yeah. I didn't know that we somehow regressed to an era where gay people weren't real. Honestly, I just think Horikoshi didn't mean to write a long series, because it feels like a lot of things were skipped and rushed to get to the last arc stage. Actually, Ray, that's correct. Most times, authors don't think they're going to write a long series, and then things just start expanding. It's just like a natural side effect of the process. It's very hard to actually, like, being able to maintain your scope is a very hard skill, and not many people have it. Even if you're doing tech, scope creep is still a thing that happens. So this is just a regular thing of some people are really good at maintaining scope, some people aren't. So Toro, Deku, Mineta, Momo, and Baku Uraraka shippers are all allies. Yeah, pretty much. That's how it kind of goes down. Because if you're shipping Total Deku, you want everyone that gets rid of the main competitors. I doubt Shoto want Izuku next to his sister, but Fuyumi and Izuku will be great. Yeah, Fuyumi and Izuku would be great. If he did a triangle, then it would have made Izuku look more cool, like how Asta has more than just Noelle who want him, even though we know Noelle is going to win. Yeah, I never said I was doing that. Just that they were the most dangerous, big-brained. Ah! Gotcha, Terry. Gotcha. Odd ships unite. Oh yeah, right. If you want to know like more information, right? Like Horikoshi has talked before about how he thought that the manga was going to end earlier. Like he's made little comments. Like I think when the second movie came out, like he also mentioned something like he didn't think that they were going to get to a second movie and all that. There's a lot of little comments that seem to indicate that he didn't think they were going to go that long. And like when you look at it, other things like he rewrote Toga after knowing that she was popular, rewrote Tsuyu a little bit. Yeah, he probably imagined this ending earlier. But this is just a normal thing in manga. Nothing wrong with gay ships, but that part of the fandom has a tendency to sexualize kids. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like that's the concerning part, right? It's just it goes a little bit too far. Horikoshi problem is creating too many characters. He can't integrate all the characters into the main plot. Yeah, although like I personally like large casts, I do wish they were handled better. Are there examples of series that handle large casts better? Honestly, you're better off doing it in a novel. Novels can handle it a little bit better. Just because novels have different expectations. Doing it in a manga is just too hard. Feel Rogue, I'm hoping for Deku, Toga, and Ochako ending the series. Even Endeavor would approve of Izuku for Yomi. Yes, he would. I really want Mimosa for Asta. I'm really tired of all the tsunderes. I like Mimosa as well. Seems like I was right in my prediction that a portion of this chapter would be Izuku going around the city dealing with no name street thugs. Well, right now for me, it still looks like this might be set up, but we'll have to see. But yeah, good on you, White Despair. Chip, curious question: do you think Izuku is the most powerful, versatile of UA or other hero schools at the moment? Oh, they're typing. Okay. I'll post. Oh, okay. They're explaining something about the dictator quirk. Alright, guys. Alright. God. Trying to go through as quickly as I can. It's finally here! I knew it! It's finally here! It's finally here! I told you guys Bakugo would be the first one to show up. Oh, damn it. Dictator's quirk is... Okay, so I'm going to read it now. Dictator's quirk is called dictatorship, and it's so similar to Shinzo's. He controls other people's bodies until they receive a strong attack or pass out. I think the issue with My Hero Academia is that the quirks are... Oh, sorry, this is Miguel talking. Let me just keep going through the spoilers. The civilians under control pile on Deku. He thinks what moves he could use to break the brainwash, but concludes that all of them would be too strong and just gives up. He looks tired and sad. Oh, Bakugo... Well, I love that he just... didn't even need all for one. He just needed people mobbing him. He's just like Death Arms. All he needed was people being aggressive with him, and he wouldn't, and he gave up. I hope that's what happens. That's funny. That's 100% funny, because this is then and never when he's saying like we have to keep the cycles of negativity off of Izuku. It's like, yeah, you do. Bakugo comes from above using the AP shot against Dictator. He's on his phone and says, guys, I found him. End of the chapter. Great. So Bakugo's the one that shows up. I'm happy. I do wonder if all of Class 1A is going to show up after him. Probably that would be the most reasonable thing to do. But Izuku's probably going to run away. Oh, I know not many watch Hirohei, but his latest video about someone saying that Venti in Genshin is a child is hilarious. Oh, okay. Powers each person. Oh wait, let me go back to Miguel. I think the issue with My Hero Academia is the quirks are presented as unique among individuals. It's not like other power systems like chakra or element bending, where you can have groups of people with the same. Yeah, in my opinion, I think Fairy Tail's strong point is handling a large cast, and I enjoy their moments of friendship, even though there's no plot to the story. Yeah, no, Poison Tree. That's 100%. Fairy Tail was good at handling a large cast. Like Black Clover is really good at it too. I know not. Oh, I got that. And that's why it has to be with each having a unique design. But the joint mission manga is alright. Bakugo's here. Bakugo also break next week seems appropriate. Guys, I found him. Add this to, quirk to the long list of abilities that All for One has, absolutely could have and should have stolen. Yes. Next chapter, a big slap. 100%. Well, we did say it would either be Bakugo, Shoto, or Ida that finds him. Yes, Fairy Tail doesn't have an overarching narrative. So Shinzo, but better? Pretty much. If Bakugo is here, I hope Class 2A is also on the way. Well, he's on the phone, right? But if they're smart, they probably spread out. So I don't think that the kids would be near Ground Zero for Camino or something like that. I think they'd still be far away. Oh, there's images. Okay, guys, I can't show you the images because I can't post them here. I can only really describe them. Oh man, it looks. I feel bad for those ghosts trying to pull Izuku back. Alright, let's see. If Baku, I hope Class 2 is on the way. Can't wait for the thousands of Shinzo Traitor theories. Now, I guess we were wrong about Deku meeting all the major villains before we get to the UA. Well, before we have a really good UA meeting, Izuku might still run away. But, yeah, we were wrong on that, but we're probably still going to talk to Stain. It's probably still happening. Uraraka, oh no, who saves the heroes when they're in trouble? Baku, am I a joke to you? Yeah, just like when Izuku did too much too soon, Bakugo comes right in to stop him. He's going to be the first one to yell at him, too. Does anyone know if Gunhead is still around? He was cool. I think he's still around. No, Dictator's controlling the people. Deku doesn't want to hurt. Dictator was basically holding him hostage. No, I know that. I know that. Izuku doesn't want to hurt the people, but what I'm saying here is I was making a joke about the line where he says that Izuku looks tired and sad, and he concludes that all of them would be too strong and just gives up. Like, nah. No, Izuku 100% gave up there. Like the tired and sad line, he gave up there. He took the hit. He took a mental hit on that one. Like I'm basing it off on the tired and sad line. It is tricky if the class is too small. It wouldn't make sense. Like how Pokemon Sun and Moon is iffy. A school that big for only 7 students. Actually, that's not strange, Matt. That's not strange. I mean, like it's strange in anime, but I could see situations like that. Ah, yeah, Ty. I've played Civilization once. Let's see. Next video, Uraraka hate for 3/4 of the video. Ah, no, 4/5 of the video. Deku can try to run, but I don't think they're going to let him go. Next week, we get no chapter, no episode. I don't think Izuku will try to run away from them since he's super tired. Now waiting for your Ochakaros. Izuku losing that way is kind of disappointing. Hopefully seeing it will give me a better opinion. Yeah, I want to see what the sadness looks like. End of the series, Izuku passing one for all to Mineta, him renaming Ball for all. Okay, Terry. It showed that all class were out looking, but in different areas. Curious, do you think Izuku is the most powerful, versatile? Oh yeah, no, I said this. He's the most versatile character in... Yeah, there's no way around it. He is the most versatile hero in UA. There's just no way around that. Oh, let's see. No, nothing still. I try watching Hero Hey, but I found him to be a self-titled brat. The Deku shot looks exactly like Shigaraki one with his family. Oh! Interesting observation. Interesting. I think done it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, white, that's fair. Ida punch Izuku and Izuku punch him back, and another one for when he was at the hospital. Are people being controlled, dictator conscious, or zombified? I think they're like, well, like their consciousness in the back burner, right? So what you're saying is that the Baku Deku shippers are raging in excitement right now. Probably. Izuku wouldn't want to hit those people and couldn't think of a way of safely hitting them. Yeah, I'm just being a little bit I'm being a little bit of a joker. I just like making fun of Izuku on this one. But that said, Izuku could probably... I'm surprised he didn't smokescreen them. If he smokescreened them, he could have knocked them unconscious if he got intelligent with it, right? I mean, and also 5% Izuku would have been enough. If 5% Izuku was activated, he could have just jumped away, I think. Dictator looks lame. Izuku wouldn't want to hit those people. Let's see. I don't think All For One would take the dictatorship because like he likes how people enact his will without him actually forcing them to do it. Yeah, but dictatorship is like one of those things that you should have in your back pocket, you know, Ray? That's what I would say. Like he doesn't have to use it, but I would keep it. Baku was the first to find him, but it seems like everyone too seems to be searching for Izuku. Yes. I mean, when you have him talking on the phone, that's what I understand as well. I feel like Bakugo is in communication with someone. And I think the smartest thing is, again, to search wide. But if they've heard about the rumors, they might have been able to narrow down the search to some degree. I'm pretty sure Izuku will try to run away like you mentioned, but Bakugo and Toei ain't dumb. They probably have a plan to try to forcibly capture him, all working together. That would be cool. The ability to control a large group of people under the right circumstances. Nah, I don't need that. I agree with White Despair. I would have it. Oh, hey, Scully. Deku leaves Uraraka. Gotcha, Rotson. At the end of the series, Uraraka is going to be an underwhelming main female character. Best female character I could remember in a shonen was Maka Alburn. Oh, okay. Soul Eater. Pictures came out. 5% hit in the guts could have been enough to knock them out. Dictator looked lame. He looks like a hunchback of Notre Dame. Yeah, at least we know who the hunchback guy is now. With that quirk, how was Dictator taken down? Very convenient. Oh no, Bakugo came from above. It seems that Bakugo is fairly normal when talking to everyone. If he wasn't so tired, he might have come up with a plan, but can't right now. I mean, but that's the thing, right? Like, All For One wants to, It's funny, All For One's trying to break him, and ultimately Izuku got broken by Dictator. And the Bakugo shot looks pretty good. So Bakugo just nailed him in the head. There's no telling whether or not that snaps the control. But, oh, Izuku looks so pathetic, though. Yeah, no, it looks good. It looks good. Izuku 100% looks pretty pathetic. But yeah, Bakugo looks so cool when he comes in. Yeah, good on him. If I was All Might, I would totally tell everyone that Izuku went rogue. Bakugo is not wearing his mask. Oh, yeah, you're right. He's not. I like this look. He kind of looks a little bit more like the second user now, though. Let's see. Uraraka really suffers from lack of screen time. Like, she's a developed character, but like all character gets overshadowed by other people. Yes. Seems like Izuku fights a giant shark kaiju person. Also, he looks really cool. Yeah, the shark looks cool. Dictator breaking someone. What a shock. I totally meant how Dictator was he was in prison, so how did they do it? Oh. I mean, like, it looks like he's weak. It looks like he's weak to surprise attacks. Someone like the Gaunt could probably do it. Oh, Aizawa could probably take out Dictator. Like, not even a problem. How many shadows are left in the All For One panel? I feel like most of them have been taken out already. I don't take those shadows seriously. I just remembered our theory of a class jumping Deku is about to come true, and he'll probably end up in the hospital because of malnutrition. Batman would have knocked him out. I just hate characters that refuse to rest when they can, but they say they can't for whatever dumb reason. Deku's just being stupid. Agreed. Is it Adventure Time? Nah. I wonder if Bakugo has a new suit design. I'm wondering that too. And then the editor's line is overwhelmed by exhaustion. That's when he comes in, and it's talking about Bakugo. Izuku, you should have been resting. Like, that little... this is the stupid thing about the whole I'm not going to rest. If you don't rest, eventually you're going to get into a position where someone has to come and save you. And then that puts them in danger, you absolute idiot. But that's always the rhetoric. That's always how this kind of thing goes down. That's why it's important to take care of yourself. Be rested. Much like I must be rested for tomorrow. We'll call it in like 10 minutes. Jazz, I agree. I was just looking at that panel, and I do think it's probably the short guy. You can't clown Ochako till we see 319 because that will let us know if she was left out of the big moment again, or if she will find progress. No, I agree, Viz. I wasn't gonna clown on her yet because this is still too fresh. Because this might turn into like all of Class 1A coming in to find him. You know what'd be funny? If Bakugo finds him and he pulls D Gray Man, and then Bakugo and Izuku run off together to go deal with All For One, because Bakugo's like, yo, you're stupid, but I agree that not many of those guys can deal with All For One, so we're going to get out of here. I think that's unlikely, but it'd be funny if it happened. Was expecting Izuku's fall to be more brutal, wanted a Bane backbreaking moment. Well, we still don't know. Like, we might still have a little bit more misery left. Like, Stain still has to be revealed. We still need to get the second quirk. There's still a lot left that we need to cover. Kota will get his time to shine by going full Saitama, one-punching Deku to make his dumbass rest. Now I'm really curious about the dialogue in the last page. It seems like after the AP shot hits the villain, next panel is of the second One For All user. Wait, I thought that was Bakugo. Is that not Bakugo? I'm gonna zoom in. I'm zooming in. That's a scar. That's 100% a face scar. Yeah, no, that isn't Bakugo. That's the second user. The second user must be thinking, oh, that's similar to my quirk. I mean, if he's Bakugo's answer, actually, no, how does he end up with it? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what they want to do with that. Good catch. Yeah, pretty much there. Is that some sort of commercial? No, Mega Green Kirby. Let's see. You want Bakugo to go rogue too? I think it'd be funny. I don't want it to happen, but I think it'd be funny. And right now I'm thinking, like, before seeing the chapter, I think that Izuku might reject them because it's gonna be the same thing as, like, what is the difference between All Might, you know, telling Izuku, like, hey, calm down, and the class telling Izuku to calm down, right? Izuku might just ignore them and run away the same way he did with All Might. Like, if you look at the way he spoke to Endeavor, he's also kind of brushing Endeavor off, right? So you can still kind of see it here. Okay, there's so much left to cover. Agreed. If Bakugo and Deku go rogue together, and Bakugo's being a mother to Izuku while chasing All for One, will be funny. Yeah, Deku Nightmare Mode thinking of all his classmates is nice. Glad that they're setting up Deku wanting to be with his class again. Yeah, no, that's really nice. And yeah, Viz, I'm actually really happy that we got them early as well. Bring up too much One Punch Man, so not. I'm gonna ask, where in terms of power would Awakened Garo be in My Hero Academia right now? Probably in, like, top 10 hero rankings. Also, the page shows Izuku's mask being pulled off by the mob, and that's really symbolic. Literally, the fourth commandment is to rest. 6 days you should... Yes, it is. I just need to know what the dialogue is on the Izuku panel on the last page. We get AP shot, then second user, then Izuku with some pretty lengthy tests for a single panel, then Bakugo. Yeah, they need Inko or Jack to make Izuku stop. Only Mom and Dad can stop him now. Deku probably gonna flee with Bakugo chasing him. Yeah, like, he's gonna have flashbacks of Bakugo getting, like, pierced in the gut and probably have a big freak out. But yeah, I'm curious about what Izuku's wondering. Wait, so what did Bakugo say? Bakugo said... Bakugo comes from above. He says, guys, I found him. He must be speaking into a little speaker in his suit or something. Ready for final episode of Spider? Yeah, 100%. I hope Uraraka is still going to slap him. Oh, I hope so too, man. I hope so too. He deserves it. He has it coming. Page shows Izuku's mask being pulled off by the mob. Oh, is there a shot of Izuku eating? Good. Good. Trying to see something here. I'm gonna see if Manga Helpers has updated. Again, let's see. Like how we all got panels of his classmates smiling, and then there's just freaking Invisible Girl. Yeah. Did you guys see the figure of Invisible Girl that's coming out? I found that funny. Well, is he running away from everyone? You know, he's gonna say to the messages, "You guys see me escaping?" I was like, woo. Also, Bakugo is talking into his phone. He's holding a phone on the last page. Oh, okay. I couldn't see the phone on the image, so I was just wondering what was going on there. Oh, wait, never mind. I see it. I see it. Okay, sorry. I thought it was part of his suit. My apologies. I see it now. Thank you. Oh, yeah. God, my eyes are bad. Yes. Okay, there it is. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Who was that? Ah, Jazzmaz. Thank you, Jazz. Let's see. Poor quality image makes it look like it's a collar of his coat. Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was. Bakugo looking like a nice person is so strange to me. How do we see the figure for Toru? Well, you see her gloves and her shoes. In other words, she's naked. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we're gonna call it in 3 minutes. I'm pretty tired. The leaks seem pretty cool overall. I'm excited to see more context tomorrow morning when more translators have had their go at it. But otherwise, I am very, very tired. So I'm okay to sign off in like the 3 minutes. The figure literally isn't there. It's just yeah, gloves and boots. Everybody knows that what we want to see is her face. Yes. Yes. We're never gonna see her face. Toru is the cheapest figure ever. 100%. Ah, see it going rogue. Spider is ending, but season 2 is confirmed, right? Spider sells well. I don't know if it's confirmed. I haven't looked up the information yet, but... Oh, night, Skelly. Gonna throw out some symbolic stuff for the mask panel. Yep. Most likely Izuku will run away. It'll be kind of anticlimactic. This is how the arc ends off. I don't think the arc's ending yet. I think we still have Stain to go. I think that's still a good guiding principle. Deku won't be able to run away. Him seeing his friends will give him the sort of guilt even though he wants to leave. He'll fall from the exhaustion, then wake up Central Hospital. Praise Central Hospital. Oof. Trip, did you see the special for Tanya that dropped recently? I saw that it dropped, but I haven't watched it. Was it good? In Judd? I saw it was desert pasta, and I was like, well, that probably isn't cool. We need to go this out now. Mineta Momo is the OTP, yes. So Bakugo is using AP shot, not even autocannon. Yeah, well, it looks like he used AP shot just to hit the villain in the head. And AP shot's super concentrated, right? So that's probably like the best move to go in with there, because the villain's still surrounded by a lot of civilians. Oh, it's actually hilarious? Oh, okay. I'll try and check it out this weekend. But yeah, guys, I'm going to say the good nights to Mr. Amon, Speed, Ty, AN63, Random, Matt, Skelly, Going Rogue, and then there's more comments. Pros talk about how Izuku would receive all criticism. All for one was for his reveal in the public. The mask being removed by controlled mob shows just how quickly he would crumble under that pressure. I agree, despite how alright he wants to seem. So going off this chapter, it looks like All for One might have legitimately not kept any of the prisoners with him. If Dictator is anything to go off on, then he might have simply sent them out to attack Izuku. Yeah, it was a good day for Tanya because she didn't have to deal with being X. Think that this is Deku falling off the road right when the chance to set himself straight. Yeah, that's a good observation there, Jazz. Oh, good night to Chris, Jazz, Vance, Sarge, Speed, Ray, and yeah, pretty much Rotson. Oh, enjoy that, Ty. And then good night to Ty as well. So guys, thanks for being here. You guys all rock as always. It was a fun time. Oh, but it is good to say good night. Anyway, everyone, till next time, I hope you have an absolutely great day. And good night to you too, Terry. Ending the stream in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Till next time, everybody.